Uda's club manager tells him that his 6th grade team Momoyama Predators is disbanded because he is the only member left. Later, Uda comes across a chick dribbling a football and gets impressed by her skills. He runs up to her and asks her to practice with him, so she challenges him to take on her dog Zack first. He accepts Erika's challenge, so she kicks the football in the air so Zack runs after it. Uda tries hard to steal the ball from Zack and keeps running after him but fails every single time. Even when he gets the ball, Zack easily steals it from him while a drunken old man enjoys the loser's match from a distance and finds the whole situation really funny. Uda tells himself to focus on the ball and finally manages to take the ball from Zack. He begs Erika to let him practice with her and doesn't get up till she agrees to his request. Erika accepts and draws 2 circles on the grounds from where they both pass the ball to each other. She asks him whether he really used to play soccer before since he sucks at it, and she tells him that she plans to enroll in any school soon. They keep practicing, and after a while she starts to head back, so Uda thanks her. He then runs after her and requests her to join his team. She tells him that she wants to join a stronger team and not a weak one like him. He reveals to her that the Predators used to be a very strong team, but the members left one by one. She then asks him about the player practicing by himself, so Uda tells her that the player is Ayato from Kawahara, whose team went to semifinals in last year's tournament. He even tells her that his own team beat the Kawahara team in the last tournament. They go to Ayato and Uda shamelessly asks him to practice with them, but he declines and walks away. Erika cannot believe that his team really beat Ayato's team, so she decides to watch his practice the next day. When she leaves, he wonders what he is going to do since his team is officially disbanded. He reaches his home, which is a restaurant, and his mom asks him to fill in for his sister Kumi, who is running an errand. He starts serving the customers and keeps an eye on each table as well. Afterwards, he eats food with his sister, and his mom ends up discovering that his team has been disbanded, so he tells her that he plans to recruit new members to revive the team. The next day, his manager tells Erika that the team is disbanded, so she should leave. He comments that girls cannot play soccer, which makes her storm away in anger. Uda runs after her and apologizes to her for not telling her about his team's condition any sooner. She orders him to practice with her, so they both go to the ground where they notice somebody practicing on her own. Erika notices that the player is actually Misaki Shimizu, who is a pro national player and couldn't play in the World Cup due to her injury. Uda runs up to her and requests her to play a practice match with them. Misaki notices that Erika used to be a player of the Dandelion team, so she agrees to their request. Their mini practice match begins, and the kids keep trying to steal the ball from Misaki, but she easily holds them off. They begin to get tired, but soon Uda focuses hard on the ball and manages to steal the ball. He then scores a goal and afterwards tells her that he was able to predict her movements. He requests her to become their team coach, but since she is a pro, she refuses. She tells him to not give up since they will find a coach one way or another, and after giving them their phone number, she leaves. The next day, Uda's class gets a new transfer student who turns out to be Erika. The boys start making fun of him when they realize he knows Erika, but she shuts them up. She introduces herself to the class, and the teacher puts her on the seat behind Uda. He tries talking to her during class, so the teacher reminds him that he can talk to his girlfriend after class. Everyone laughs at them, and after class she refuses to go with him. Instead, she drags a fatso classmate called Rieka outside instead. Rieka shows her around the school, and she and Erika bond over useless stuff. Rieka asks her about soccer, so she tells her about Uda's team and how the manager told her that girls cannot play soccer. They both discuss how Erika used to be the ace of her previous team, and just then Uda comes to tell her that Misaki has invited them to watch the Tokyo FC Roses practice match. They both meet up at the train station later and soon reach the Tokyo FC grounds, where they both fangirl over each and everything like a bunch of kids. Misaki welcomes them to the ground and comments that they can even get a chance to practice. They both watch the different teams practice, and Erika notices that the gap between their skills is too big. On the ground, the official team and the junior national team begin playing a practice match, and they both watch as the official team spectacularly plays the match, and Misaki even scores a goal. After the match, Misaki asks her what she thinks is the difference between her team, the Rosa, and the junior team. Erika tells her that their skills and passing skills are different, but Misaki doesn't agree to this. Uda explains that both teams seem to have the same skills, but the FC Rose have a wider vision of their teammate movements. Misaki then tells them to warm up, and she announces that they are both going to participate in the upcoming Jurasol vs Cosmos match. Even though they know they suck, they still join the practice match, in which Erika messes up from the start as she lets the other team steal the ball from her. Uda notices that the other team is going to pass the ball to the left player, so he rushes towards the player to intercept the pass. He fails to steal the ball, and the other team scores a goal. The match continues and Erika keeps messing up due to the superior skills of other players. Uda meanwhile gets the hang of the movement of the other players, so he starts barking out instructions to his teammates on who to tackle and who to intercept. Erika passes the ball to her teammate and she runs super fast ahead to catch up to her. Her teammate passes the ball back to her and she scores a goal. After the match, she tells Misaki that she has realized that her skills are really inferior to the youth team, and Misaki advises Erika to keep working hard despite all the hurdles. Misaki tells them both to come back next month with 8 members since they hold similar practices every month. They notice Amarillo Club's team at a distance who are national champions and their ace Kajura as well. Kajura asks Uda whether he is from Momoyama Predators and that he should tell the Furuyas to hold a practice match against his team. He walks away, and on the way back Uda tells Erika that the Furuyas used to be the core of their team who left last winter after getting into a fight with their coach. They decide to recruit Furuyas again in their team, and when they go to the park where they practice, the Furuyas refuse to cooperate with Uda. Erika then kicks the ball at one of them, due to which one of the brothers kicks the ball back at her and Uda gets hit instead. Uda apologizes to them and asks them to come back to the team. He explains the current scenario and that they can even get to play practice matches with Tokyo FC's feeder youth teams if they start playing again. He tells them that they can even compete against the FC Rose if they win, so the Furuya brothers agree. Uda introduces them to Erika one by one, and he decides to recruit 3 more ex-players who left previously because of the Furuyas. They all approach the 3 U's and the Furuyas ask them to come back to the team, so they agree. They all discuss how they want to beat the FC Rose and that they should start planning as soon as possible to improve their game. They discuss what they should name the team, so Erika suggests the name Dandelion and gives some gibberish excuse to justify it. They all agree on this name and soon begin practicing by themselves to check out each other's strength. They all decide each other's position on the field, and Erika and Kota get selected as the team forward this way. Later, Erika tells Rieka that they are all getting a lot done despite having no coach, and Uda then tells her that he has arranged a match against a middle school neighboring team. The team members all discuss how they need to compete against older people so that they can take on the Rosa team in the future, and one of the Furuya brothers called Uzu shows them a video of a pro international match in which Team Rosa is also playing. In the video, Team Rosa plays against an American female pro team whose players are all bigger in size, due to which FC Rosa's players get whooped in the start. Their coach tells them to change their strategy, and soon they begin making quick passes to each other rather than dribbling the ball, due to which they score a goal. Erika learns that they should also pass the ball around before the opponent can attack them, and Uzu declares that they will all practice passing the ball to play against bigger opponents. The next day they practice their passing skills, and when Erika makes a slow pass, the others advise her to always look around to check her teammates' positions before making a pass. Soon they play the match against the middle schoolers, in which they make passes just like they practiced, and as a result they score a lot of goals. They end up winning the match, so the Furuyas tell Uda to contact Misaki to compete against a pro feeder team. Later they all meet up with Misaki and she holds a match against Cosmos, which is a feeder team. To everyone's surprise, they score goals on goals against the Cosmos, so the Cosmos switch their team with the Jurasol team, which is a much better team. The Jurasols score 4 goals against them, but the Dandelion team still leads the score by 7 points. Kota scores 1 more goal, so Misaki stops the match and compliments all of their skills. The team then requests her to let them play a match against the FC Rose, and she accepts. Both teams face each other, and the FC Rose dominate the match in the beginning as they copy the Dandelion's strategy by making strategic passes between themselves. They score this way, so the Furuyas decide to change their strategy to throw off the FC Rose's team members. They all identically style their hair to confuse their opponents and rush towards the ball. They successfully steal the ball from Misaki, and by making passes between each other they manage to score 1 goal. The FC Rose dominates the match once again by scoring a few goals, and ultimately they win the match by a lead of 7 points. Misaki advises them to find a coach after the match, and on the way back the Furuyas tell Uda that they only wanted to play against the Rosa, due to which they won't be playing anymore. The others also leave him, and he realizes that he has been left alone just like before. Uda thinks about how he can pull all the team members back to the team, and he comes to the conclusion that the team needs a good coach after all. The next day he approaches Erika and tries to convince her to come back to the team, but she reminds him that she needs a coach or the Furuyas to level up. Their classmates tease Uda for hitting on Erika, so she shuts them up. Rieka proposes that they should both look for a new coach, and when Erika doesn't agree, Uda asks her to play soccer against him to decide the outcome. They both decide to see who can headbutt the ball the most within 1 minute, and as expected Erika wins while Uda loses miserably. Erika tells him to give up and that she is going to try out for Kawahara's team soon. She walks away and Uda wonders whether he can ever make up his team again. He practices heading the ball by himself in the park and the ball accidentally rolls over to a drunk dude who is usually in the park. Uda notices that the drunk man has excellent control over the ball and he can rotate it perfectly too. The drunken man kicks the ball to Uda and starts to walk away, so Uda runs after him and asks him to become his coach. The drunk answers that he doesn't know anything about soccer, but Uda insists that he can at least watch him headbutt the ball. Uda starts to headbutt the ball and the drunk man recalls how one of his old students used to do the same thing. He stops Uda and advises him to headbutt the ball from the center of his forehead to avoid any damage. Uda begs the drunkard named Masaru to teach him how to head the ball for at least one day, and Masaru agrees. He begins teaching Uda how to headbutt the ball properly, and they both keep practicing. Soon Uda starts to become better, which is surprising for a useless loser like him, and afterwards he requests Masaru to become their coach again, but Masaru argues that he has left the soccer world a long time ago. He doesn't listen to Uda at all, even when Uda tells him about Erika and the Furuyas. Just then Masaru's partner Kyoyuko walks up to them, so Masaru leaves with her. The next day Uda tells Erika that he has found a new coach, and he even shows her improved headbutt skills to prove to her that Masaru can coach pretty well. She agrees and they all go to the park where they find Masaru sleeping on the bench. Just then they come across another player, Suguro, arguing with the Furuyas and telling them that they need to come back to the team to compete against the others. Suguro then forces Erika and Uda to form a team with him to compete against the Furuyas. They play a 3 versus 3 match in which Erika and Uda play well, but the Furuyas completely dominate the match with their exceptional skills. Masaru also wakes up in the middle of the match and notices the exceptional talent of the Furuya brothers. The Furuya brothers tell him that he can join Uda's team too, and play a 4 versus 3 match against them, since it will be a fair match this way. Masaru becomes riled up, so he joins the match, and when Uda passes him the ball during the match, he suddenly freezes up. He starts breathing heavily and he recalls how he used to score goals in pro matches. Suddenly he scores a long shot goal which surprises everyone and passes out. The kids take him to his home with Kyoyuko's help, and afterwards the Furuyas tell Uda that they will join the team if Masaru becomes their coach. The next day, Uda and Erika visit Masaru first thing in the morning and request him to become their coach. He flat out refuses and makes them leave. Kyoyuko visits his apartment next and suggests he hears the kids out. She argues that he must still like soccer since he usually takes out his cleats and grins from time to time. He doesn't listen to her either and goes out for a run. Uda and Erika discuss tricks on how to lure Masaru to become their coach. Meanwhile, Masaru comes across an empty soccer field on his run. He starts practicing soccer by himself and he even kicks the ball at the goal post. He then recalls an event from his past, so he stops practicing. Uda and Erika head to Masaru's house after school, but they come across the Furuya brothers on the way. The brothers tell him that they have discovered news on Masaru, and that Masaru used to be a Pro J2 team member who retired after getting an injury, and that he used to coach an elementary school team which went to nationals, but he soon left after the tournament. They devise a plan to recruit Masaru, so Uda and Erika and ask to play a mini-match with them against the Furuyas. They tell him that the Furuyas will join their team if they win, and when he doesn't agree, the Furuyas taunt him that an old man like him can never win against them. Masaru agrees to play and they all start playing the mini-match. The Furuya brothers score the first goal, and up next the ball goes to Erika, who rushes towards the goal. She recalls that they all plan to show off their individual skills to Masaru to show them that they have that aura and riz. She passes the ball to Uda, who headbutts the ball and scores a goal. The game resumes and even Masaru makes a strong kick, but the ball ends up going outside the park. They all locate the ball at a nearby parking lot, and the kids again request Masaru to become their coach, but he doesn't listen to them. He tells them how he placed a lot of burden on the ace of the team in his last elementary school team, due to which the kid was badly injured, and that he never wants to play soccer again. The others decide to give up on him, but Uda still visits his home where Kyoyuko decides to help him out. The next day she keeps telling Masaru's location to Uda, who tracks him down and begs him to become their coach again and again. Masaru refuses him every single time, and later Kyoyuko even takes Masaru to Uda's family restaurant, but he refuses to go in. Kyoyuko asks him whether he really wants to give up on something that he loves so much, but he doesn't listen to her either and walks away. The next day, Uda keeps chasing after him and asking him to become their coach. Erika spots him, so she joins him as well. She then tells the Furuya brothers to help them in their chase, and as a result they all begin chasing Masaru around the town like a bunch of loonies. They run after him in the streets and finally chase him down to a place where he collapses on the ground. They keep pestering him, so he agrees to become their coach. He tells the kids to aim high to be the best team in the world, and the Furuya brothers decide to appoint Uda as their captain since he was the one who gathered all of them together. Masaru gets ready in the morning and then goes with the kids to the team manager's office, where Uda requests the manager Kinzo to let them form a new team. He explains their current situation, that the Furuyas are back and that Masaru is willing to coach them, but Kinzo finds Masaru really sus since he has seen him loiter around at the practice grounds in a drunken state. They tell him that Masaru is actually an ex-pro J-League player who took his last elementary team to the quarterfinals of the national tournament. Suddenly Kinzo changes his colors and tells Masaru that he can definitely become the team's coach. He reveals that he has to file in the list of 11 players within 2 days to enlist for the upcoming tournament, and that the team has to defeat Tsubakamori to qualify for the district tournament. They all know Tsubakamori's team since Suguro is their team captain, and the Furuyas comment that they can easily beat that team. Masaru tells Kinzo that he plans to take the team to the nationals, and the team then discusses how they can recruit more players before the deadline. They decide to leave the task to Uda, who is annoyingly the most stubborn, persistent fellow, and since he is the captain as well. The next day, Uda tells Erika that he has convinced the 3 ex-players called the 3Us to join their team, and they share with Rieka how the team is short on players. Throughout the day, Uda and Erika keep trying to recruit more ex-players and other team players as well, but everybody rejects their offer. Meanwhile, Rieka keeps stalking them. She recalls that she has recently started playing soccer too, but Erika and Uda don't pay attention to her and keep trying to recruit more players. She even tries to reach out to them, but Erika tells her that they are busy, and she and Uda chase after their classmates to recruit them, leaving Rieka behind. Masaru visits the Japanese Association office to attend some class on coaching, and he comes across an old friend of his who asks him which team he is coaching. Masaru shares that he is coaching a local team, so his friend advises him to not take it too seriously, and to just enjoy the whole thing rather than working hard. Masaru reminds his friend Yusuke that he couldn't pave his own path when he was a pro player because he kept blaming his circumstances then. Rieka approaches Erika after school once again. Meanwhile, Masaru points out 2 players from the 5th grade team that he thinks are good players and asks Kinzo to transfer them to his team. Kinzo agrees, and Masaru introduces the 2 new players called Kubota and Tanaka to the whole team. The Furuya brothers think that the new players are both weak, and Erika then joins them, so the new players look down on her because she is a girl. Kota points out that she can play better than them, and Erika tells everyone that their 11th member can be Rieka, who has asked to join the team. Rieka greets everyone, and the Furuya brothers ask her why she wants to play soccer, so she answers that she likes playing soccer and she can go on a diet too. Kota becomes angry to hear this, and Uda reminds him that they really need one last player, so they have to accept Rieka for now. They all practice, and Masaru gives a special training regimen to Rieka to train her. He gives Uda the captain armband as well, which Uda shows off to everyone. Later, they all visit the venue where the tournament lineup gets announced, and Suguro challenges them to face his team in the second round of the tournament, which they accept. As the team leaves the venue, they come across Kajura from Amarillo team and Ayato from Kawahara team, who tell the Furuyas that they have come to cheer them on. The Furuyas remind them that they will easily pass the preliminaries and face them in the city tournament. They walk away, and afterwards Uda notices that Kota seems really pissed to see Ayato because he let Ayato score 3 times during their last tournament match. They all head back, and on the train Masaru tells the Furuyas that he doesn't have a plan for them, so they can play however they want. The brothers argue with him that they really need a plan since the team is incomplete and since the team has a fatso like Rieka. Uda and Erika defend Rieka, and they tell Rieka to not get bothered by their comments. Rieka reaches her mansion where she recalls the brothers' comments, which really bother her. Masaru thinks about the formation of the team, and Kaioyuko teases him that he should work hard for the sake of the kids. The next day, the Furuya brothers come across Rieka practicing on her own, so Kota tries to kick the ball at her. She easily gets scared, so one of the brothers, Ryuji, advises her that she cannot play soccer if she keeps getting scared of the ball. Later, the whole team runs laps around the ground, but Rieka struggles to catch up to them. Masaru tells Rieka to run some more laps to build up her stamina, while he tells the rest of the members to test out some new team formations. He tells them about Yoi team formation, in which they will all rush towards the goal, and 2 other team formations in which the team has a different strategy to score goals. They all practice according to Masaru's advice, and after running her laps, Rieka asks Masaru to kick the ball at her. He kicks a flat ball at her, which still makes her close her eyes in fear, so he advises her to always keep an eye on the ball, otherwise she can even get injured. He then kicks the ball at her many times to make her less scared of the ball. Later, Ryuka tries to hide the ball from her mother while her mother thinks that Ryuka is practicing piano these days. Her mom even gets excited to attend her piano recital, but Ryuka still doesn't tell her the truth. The next day they all keep practicing and even Kinzo comes to watch them. Uzu advises Ryuka to become a wall whenever she has to defend the goal, and she follows his advice by extending her arms when Ryuka rushes at her. Afterwards, Kota runs up to her and kicks the ball at her, but she turns away at the last second due to her fear. Kinzo then gives everyone their new uniforms, and Masaru tells Kota to accept Ryuka as their teammate since he keeps giving her the death stare. He advises Ryuka to keep working on herself, and he tells the team that they should do some light exercise since it's their last day before their first match. Later, Uda's family teases him about being a captain while everyone else also gets ready at their homes. The next day, Uda takes off early in the morning because he cannot sleep, and he comes across Erika on the way. They both notice Ryuka practicing on her own, and soon the Furuya brothers join them too. They reveal that they knew Ryuka practices daily by herself, and Kota asks her to stand in front of the goal again. He then kicks the ball hard at her, but she doesn't budge from her position. He finally accepts her, and the rest of the team members join them too since nobody could sleep due to the high nerves. Momoyama Predators and their opponent Sakuragawa School's team gather at the ground, and the team notices that Sakuragawa's players don't seem like skilled players. Kota still reminds Ryuka not to be a fatso burden, and they all begin to warm up. Masaru tells the team that he will tell them about their positions before the match begins. Kaioyuko then arrives with snacks because Kinzo couldn't join them, and Uda's mom and sister also come to watch the match. They come across a weird old man in glasses who has also come to watch the match. Before the match, Masaru tells everyone their position one by one. He tells Uda that he is the center back of the team, meaning he is the heart of the defense, and his mom comments that she never thought he would ever leave the bench. Masaru tells the rest of the players their positions, and he then tells Kota to play as a midfielder rather than a forward. This doesn't sit right with Ryuji, who has to play as a forward instead of Kota, so he complains to Masaru, and Uda advises everyone to just follow Masaru's instructions for now. Masaru declares that he won't be giving any orders during the match, so they can all play however they want. The Furuya brothers go to the ground with dissatisfaction, while Uda tells the rest of the players to fight hard in the match. Kaioyuko discusses the team formation with Masaru, and she notices that he seems to have changed a lot. He comments that the team needs to realize some things by themselves. On the field, Ryuji tells Uda that they shouldn't try out the special team formations that they have learned during practice because Tsubakamori's team has also come to watch their match. Uda starts to get nervous before the match, but he recalls how he struggled to form a team all this time. He notices that a lot of his teammates seem nervous too, so he yells at everyone to give their best, which motivates everyone. The match begins, and right off the bat, Ryuji rushes on the opponents like a bull on loose. The Furuya brothers team up by themselves and score a goal by passing the ball between themselves. Erika argues with them that they need to play as a team, and they remind her that Masaru has told them to do whatever they want. Masaru comments that the Furuya brothers will keep playing by themselves until he appoints Kota as a forward, and on the field the brothers struggle to score another goal since their opponents have upped their defense. Uda tells everyone to rush ahead to go on offense mode, leaving him and Ryuka behind only. Everyone makes a huge crowd in front of the opponent's goal as every player tries to take the ball, and finally Sakuragawa gets the ball, so they launch a counter-attack. They easily cross Uda and rush towards Ryuka, who freezes in response. She doesn't budge from her position, so they easily score a goal. After that, the Furuya brothers keep trying to score a goal by themselves, but they fail, and Ryuji somehow ends up accidentally scoring a goal. Even Tsubakamori's team members leave when they see this pathetic performance, and during the halftime, Kota and Erika get into an argument because the teamwork is all messed up. Uda requests Masaru to give them some orders, but Masaru reminds him that he has the whole vision of the field, so he needs to give out instructions on the ground instead. He reminds everyone that they need to figure their problem by themselves on the ground so that they can win. In the second half, the Furuya brothers maintain their hold on the ball, and they keep trying to score goals by themselves, so Sakuragawa players only mark the Furuya brothers and tighten their defense, which stops all of their goals. Uda thinks that he should call out some instructions since he has the full vision of the field, while Masaru tells Kaioyuko that he has told the team to think for themselves. Ryuji thinks about what they should do differently to score goals, and just then Uda yells out to everybody that they should all fall back to the center field. Ryuji gets the same idea, so he kicks the ball back, and the ball once again comes back to Uzu after being passed around. He realizes that he cannot pass the ball to any of his brothers who are marked by their opponents, so he passes the ball to Erika and tells her to shoot. She kicks the ball, but Sakuragawa's player blocks her shot. The game resumes, and this time Uda orders some instructions which helps the team avoid any counterattacks. The Furuya brothers also listen to her, and Uzu tells Uda to tell them when they have to attack. Uda tells Uzu to lure out their opponents, so Uzu starts dribbling the ball towards his own goal. As a result, Sakuragawa's players begin chasing him in groups, and when he is near his goal, he passes the ball to his brother, who tries to score but he fails. Sakuragawa's goalie kicks the ball back to the field, and they make a counterattack as they rush towards the goal. Rika freezes once again, but this time Erika steals the ball from their player and launches her own counterattack. Momoyama's players score a goal, and by coordinating with each other and listening to Uda's instructions, they keep scoring goal after goal. Finally, they win the match by a lead of 8 points and celebrate their first victory, while Rika remains upset at her uselessness. The team eats food prepared by Uda's mother, and they all discuss how much they enjoyed playing soccer together. The Furuya brothers that the match was just a warm-up for them, and that Masaru's formation caused them trouble in the first half, so Masaru reminds them that they should realize by now that they cannot play selfishly anymore, rather they need to play as a team since they will keep facing stronger opponents from now on. He declares that he will keep changing team positions and formations, but for now they will maintain the same position in their second match. They decide to watch the match of Tsubakamori's team versus their opponents before their second match, while the Furuyas walk away to practice shooting on their own. Uda notices that Rika isn't with them, and he wonders whether she is feeling down due to her useless performance, so he starts to look for her. He notices that Kota is missing too, so he thinks that Kota must be bullying Rika somewhere. He borrows Erika's dog Zack from her, and they both start looking for Rika everywhere. They don't find any of them, and one of Sakuragawa tells them that he saw Kota talking to the fatso girl at a nearby ground. Uda rushes to the place and sees Kota rushing towards Rika at full speed, so he jumps at Kota and tries to stop him. Rika assures Uda that she asked Kota to help her defense skills, and Uda realizes that both Rika and Kota are thinking what's best for the team rather than fighting. He joins their practice too, and slowly Rika starts to get over her fear of the ball once again. They return to Tsubakamori's match, where Team Tsubakamori wins the match by a hat trick. Momoyama's team warms up to prepare for their match against Tsubakamori, while Kaioyuko hands some snacks to Masaru and heads to the benches to sit with a weird old man. Kinzo also arrives to watch the match, and he starts arguing with Tsubakamori's manager, who is his long-lost rival. They both throw petty insults at each other like a bunch of kids, and the referee has to give them a shut-up call. Rika also starts to get nervous before the match, but she reminds herself that she will be alright since she has practiced a lot. Both teams line up, and Suguro challenges all of the Furuya brothers one by saying that he won't lose to any of them. Uda forms a circle with everyone, and he tells everyone to treat the match like their final match since they have to win. The match begins, and Momoyama's players begin attacking first as they pass the ball between themselves. They push towards the goal, and Ryuji attempts to score a goal, but one of their players stops the ball at the end. They get a corner kick, so Uzu kicks the ball towards Kota, and Suguro steals the ball in midair. They begin their counter-attack, so they rush towards the goal, and once again Rika freezes up. Suguro then scores a goal, and up next Momoyama's players dribble the ball towards the goal. Suguro taunts Kota, so Kota tries to get past him rather than pass the ball to Uzu. Suguro ends up stealing the ball from him, but Momoyama's players retrieve the ball and try to score. Their goal gets blocked, and once again Kota tries to get past Suguro in anger, but he fails. Suguro gets the ball again, and they begin their counter-attack as they rush towards the goal again. For the 1000th time, they easily dribble the ball past Rika and aim for the goal, so Uda tries to push one of their players to retrieve the ball. He ends up getting a yellow card, and the opposite team gets a penalty kick due to this. As a result, Suguro scores one more goal, and Uzu tells Kota that he needs to stop rushing to score goals properly. The game resumes, and Uda hastily makes a long pass to Ryuji, but Suguro intercepts the pass and steals the ball. He passes by the Furuya brothers again, and with the help of his teammates he rushes towards the goal. Uda hesitates to rush at him since he doesn't want to get another yellow card, and when Suguro nears the goal, Rika comes in his way. Suguro then makes a cross shot instead, which gets blocked by Momoyama's goalie, and Erika compliments Rika for defending the goal. Uzu scolds Uda to get his act right, and the brothers decide to tighten up their defense to stop Suguro from scoring more. They try to score again, but the goalie stops all of their shots, and once more Tsubakamori's players start their counter-attack. Uda hesitates to block Suguro again, and Suguro makes a shot which hits the goalpost instead. The referee announces the halftime just in time, and afterwards Uda apologizes to everyone since he thinks both the goals were his fault. Masaru advises him to forget the first half and that he made him the captain because of his wide vision, so he should use his loud voice in the second half to order instructions to everyone just like before. Uda gets his spirit back, and for the second half they all decide to try out their new formations that they practiced before. The second half begins, in which Tsubakimori's players try to score first, but Uda steals the ball from Suguro and throws it back to Uzu. He then barks out instructions and his teammates follow his words till the ball is passed to Koda at last. The game continues and Uda steals the ball from Tsubakimori's player very roughly, but he doesn't get a warning from the referee. The team rushes to the goal on offense mode and Uda guides them along the way. Finally, Koda scores a goal and they all hype him up for finally making a counterattack. The game resumes, and when Suguro gets the ball again, Erika runs behind him because Uzu advised her during their break that Suguro will try to back pass to his teammate. As per his prediction, Suguro tries to make a back pass, but Erika steals the ball and rushes towards the goal. She passes the ball to another teammate, Yumatsu, who is a forward as well, and he tries to score a goal, but the ball hits the goal post instead. Koda scores a goal in his place and the score gets tied. The game resumes and Uda keeps noticing what his team needs, so he tells Erika to block Suguro and he instructs the Furuya brothers to launch their trio attack. The brothers rush towards the goal with their coordinated streak and Koda scores his third goal. After that, the team keeps dominating as they keep changing their formation according to Uda's instructions, and up next Yumatsu scores a goal. They make another attack as Ryuji goes for the goal this time and he makes a cross shot which Suguro tries to stop. Suguro fails to stop the ball and the ball ends up rolling to the net, due to which they score another goal. Uzu decides to have fun with the other team since his team is already winning, so he passes the ball to Suguro to test him out. This makes their opponents angry, so they all rush towards the goal with the ball, but Ryuji steals the ball from them and passes the ball to Erika at the center field. He tells Erika to make a long shot, so she follows his advice and makes a long shot, due to which she scores a goal. The match ends with Momoyama Predators as the winners, and Koda tells Suguro that they should play again since he had a lot of fun. The Furuya brothers notice the shady old man in the audience who is familiar to them, but they don't say anything. Kinzo rubs salt on his rival's wounds and they both begin arguing again, so Masaru drags Kinzo away. The referee then tells Masaru that his team doesn't have class since the players have a very rude attitude and that they don't know the true meaning of soccer. He walks away and Kinzo then announces to treat everyone to food for reaching the semifinals. Uda's mother thanks Masaru for everything and they all head to Uda's restaurant to fill their stomachs. Once they reach there, Uda's mother gets busy in preparing food while Kaioyuko introduces Masaru to the strange old man called Rin, who reveals that he is actually the father of Furuya brothers. Rin shows Masaru a video of one of Uzu's goals in which he tricks Suguro into scoring a point, and he asks Masaru what he thinks about the goal since Uzu's playing style isn't very proper. He comments that the Furuya brothers seem to be deliberately playing nastily, which makes Masaru recall the referee's comment as well. He begins to think about the match once again. Meanwhile, Ryuka tells her mother that she is going to a dinner hosted by her piano teacher. Her caretaker tells her to take care of herself when she bids her goodbye, and at Uda's restaurant everyone gathers to have a congratulatory party, including the parents of the children. The Furuya brothers don't attend the party, and just when Masaru begins making his speech, suddenly Ryuka's mother barges inside the restaurant. Ryuka's mother tells her that she called her piano teacher, who told her she is taking a break, and she scolds her that she shouldn't play a dangerous sport like soccer. Erika and Uda try to tell her that Ryuka is an important member of their team, but her mom tells them that she is going to stop Ryuka from playing soccer ever again. She takes Ryuka away with her, and Masaru tells the kids that they shouldn't get themselves involved since Ryuka needs to sort out her family problems on her own. The next morning, Ryuka's mom suggests some different sports for her to try out, and she heads out for a tea party without even listening to what Ryuka has to say. Ryuka takes a day off from school, so Uda and Erika decide to pay her a visit since they are worried about her. Meanwhile, Ryuka refuses to eat lunch at her home, and her caretaker tells her that she had to tell her mother the truth since she would have found out eventually. Erika and Uda reach Ryuka's mansion only to discover that she has tricked her maid and has sneaked out. They go to Masaru and tell him about the latest situation. Koda then suggests that maybe Ryuka is at her usual practice ground, so they all rush there where they find Ryuka practicing by herself. Ryuka tells them her sob story that her mom always makes her try out different things without asking her, and that she doesn't want to go back since she will force her again. Erika advises her to run away from her home, so she brings her to her own home instead, and Erika's mom calls Ryuka's caretaker to let her know that Ryuka is staying with them. The caretaker tells Ryuka's mom about Ryuka's sleepover, and she tells her that she won't let her go pick her up because she has already broken her promise with Ryuka once. At Erika's house, they all eat dinner together and Erika and her dad tease each other endlessly while Ryuka acts all dignified. Afterwards, Erika advises Ryuka that she should do whatever she wants to do and that she will help her talk to her mom after the practice. The next day, they both go to the practice session and suddenly Ryuka's mom arrives with her caretaker as well. Masaru reveals that Ryuka's caretaker has asked him to show her mom their practice session, and when he suggests that the 6 present players can play a mini-game against each other, Ryuka's mother tells him that Ryuka cannot play such a dangerous sport. Ryuka apologizes to her for playing behind her back, and she tells her that she loves playing soccer more than anything, so she should let her play soccer if she can score even once during their mini-game. Uda and Erika request her too, and when her caretaker also requests her, her mom reluctantly agrees. The mini-game begins, in which Ryuka keeps tripping and falling, which makes her mother really worried for her. Erika scores 1 point against her and Ryuka keeps running around and falling everywhere. Soon she gets covered in mud, which makes her mom freak out even more, and as the game continues, Ryuka's team fails to score even once while Erika keeps scoring all the goals. Finally, for the last play, Ryuka notices that Erika's team seems really tired because they have been attacking so much, and when Erika rushes at her, she takes advantage of her tiredness and steals the ball away from her. The ball gets passed to Uda, who passes it back to Ryuka, so she somehow headbutts the ball and collapses on the ground. Her mom becomes moved to see her struggling so much, so she finally agrees to let her play soccer, and she tells her that she has to study hard and play piano along with soccer too. The next day, Ryuka practices with Uda and Erika as usual, and Masaru recalls Rin's words about the Furuya brothers that they don't play soccer like children. He notices that Kota's shot is just like his own kick when he was a pro player, which makes him think that the Furuya brothers really don't act like kids after all. He gathers everyone up and tells them to rest before their next match against the Kobayashi team. They all discuss that Kobayashi's players are all big players who practice martial arts, so they are a really strong team, and Masaru tells everyone that they will have the same lineup. He also tells Ryuji and Kota to switch their position, which makes Kota a forward again. On the way back, the Furuya brothers discuss that Masaru must not have heard about their tricks from their dad and that they cannot trust adults even if it's Masaru whom they trust. Kota tells his brothers that he will keep playing soccer till he can beat Ayato. In the meanwhile, Ayato practices his shooting skills with his friend Tagi, who is a basketball player. He discusses the Furuya brothers with him, and Tagi then leaves him while Ayato continues to practice on his own. The next day, Momoyama Predators and Kobayashi's team gather to play the match, and Kobayashi's coach tells his members to focus on the Furuya brothers if they want to win. Both teams line up, and some of Kobayashi's members get into an argument with the Furuya brothers. The same referee from the last match breaks their argument, and he warns the Furuya brothers that they shouldn't keep up their rude behavior, otherwise he will deal with them in his own way. The match begins, and Kobayashi's players easily push past Momoyama's players due to their brute strength. One of their players even pushes Erika down, but the referee does not declare a foul. But moments later, when Ryuji tries to steal the ball from his opponent, the referee unfairly declares a foul. Erika gets the ball from Uzu, so she tries to push towards the goal, and Kobayashi's player once again pushes her to the ground. They make a counterattack, and Momoyama's goalie stops their shot. Up next, Uda tells the team to change their formation, and Kobayashi's players begin marking all 3 of Furuya brothers, which stops them in their tracks. Uzu tries to break free, due to which his opponent pretends to trip down, and the referee gives a yellow card to Uzu. The Furuya brothers realize the referee is essentially bullying them, and when Kinzo makes a ruckus, the referee threatens to kick him off the ground as well. The match resumes, and Ryuji makes a pass to Kota, who jumps in the air to receive it. Kobayashi's player elbows Kota in the face, due to which he falls, and they both begin fighting with each other. Kota gets a yellow card from the referee, and the triplets discuss with Uda that they have to fall back, so he should call the other players forward. The match continues, and Uda tells his teammates that they need to play the game just like their match against the Rosa, in which they made a lot of passes. The team begins making a lot of passes between each other, but they fail to score a goal. The first half ends, and Masaru advises everyone to keep up the current playing style. The triplets tell him that their last coach told them to play like elementary school kids, so Masaru advises them to just play soccer like they want to. The Furuya brothers all restyle their hair in the same manner, and in the second half they launch their attack as they confuse their opponents with the same faces. They break through the opposite defense, and Ryuka manages to score a goal. They score another goal this way, and Ryuji even gets a yellow card. The team scores 3 goals in total and wins the match. Afterwards, Masaru tells the referee that his refereeing wasn't gentlemanly either and that he will launch an official complaint against him. The next day, when Uda and the girls go to their class, their classmates congratulate them on winning the match, and some girls even come to talk about the match with Uda. He thinks he has become popular, but they then give him gifts for the Furuya brothers, which brings him back to reality. Later, he gives the brothers their gifts, but they just tell him to keep it for himself. Masaru doesn't come since he has gone to visit his old friend, and Ryuji comments that they can just go home after some light practice, but Uda insists that they should all work hard without Masaru too. Ryuji recalls how his dad gave Masaru some recordings of their matches, which makes him worried. Masaru visits Chiba Thunderbolts Club, which used to be his old club, and meets up with his friend there. They both catch up with each other, and his old coach recalls how Masaru used to be such an ace player who would even scare his opponents. Masaru then shows him the video of Momoyama Predator's first match, in which the Furuya brothers play excellently, which impresses his old coach. They both then watch as Ryuji makes an own goal in his match against Suguro, in which he uses Suguro's body to bump the ball to the net. Ryuji does a similar game in the game, and Masaru's coach points out that he would have given him a yellow card if he were the referee. Masaru argues that there is no rule against own goals, but his coach comments that he needs to think about the feelings of the players of other teams as well, and that he had a problematic forward in his team as well who only knew when to attack, but he could never defend. He advises him to deal with his team by himself, and that his team can never reach the nationals since they don't have team play and since they rely on the triplets too much. He gives Masaru a DVD of an old international match in which Brazil wins the match through their team play, and tells Masaru to swing by the practice grounds. Masaru visits the grounds where he sees a bunch of players playing blind soccer. He notices that the players are very skilled despite not being able to see anything, and one of the players reminds him of his old student Yaohei, who got injured because of his instructions. He starts to walk away, and his old student Yaohei runs up to him. He tells him that he has started playing soccer again even though he cannot see properly, and that he has even been invited to the training camp for the nationals. Masaru feels relieved to see he hasn't sucked as a coach after all, and Yaohei insists that he was able to succeed because of his efforts. He tells him that he will come watch his match later, and on the way back Masaru breaks down crying because he had been feeling guilty for too long. He goes back to the practice ground only to find Ryuji there, and Ryuji tells him that their old coach figured out they were doing own goals, due to which he asked them to stop using such nasty tactics. Masaru advises him to score however he wants, and that he has come to accept their twisted personalities and their special way of playing soccer. Ryuji then explains to him how he uses his opponents to score goals, and how they all have a lot of pressure from their parents and their mom, who is a national athlete herself. Masaru advises him to aim to conquer the world, and he also gives him the DVD of the international match to watch with his brothers. Masaru gathers the team and tells them that they will focus their practice on the Furuya brothers, but each member should think about their strong points as well and use those during the match. Everyone gathers for the semifinals later, and even Ryuka's parents come to watch the match, although her mom keeps fussing as usual. The match begins, and Momoyama Predators players dominate the match from the get-go as the Furuya brothers keep scoring goals left and right. Erika scores a goal too, and their opponents also manage to score once. The first half ends with a lead of 7 points, and Masaru advises everyone to have fun in the remaining game. The team scores 7 more points in the second and wins the semifinal match. Uda then eats lunch prepared by his mom, and Ryuka's mother tells him that he needs to handle Ryuya carefully as the captain. Ryuka reminds her that the other team scored once because she couldn't defend the goal properly, but her mom doesn't listen to her and storms away. Afterwards, Ryuka apologizes to Uda for her mom's behavior, and she shares that she wants to stand with the team at the national level too. Uda tells her that they will both work hard on her defense skills, and Masaru then gives the team a pep talk about their final match, that they shouldn't underestimate their next opponents, Matsuyama Youth, who are stronger than the previous team. The game begins, and although Matsuyama's players are skilled, Momoyama Predators keep scoring due to their coordinated attacks and Uda's instructions. A loose ball comes to Uda's side, so he and Ryuka run towards it, while Matsuyama's player also rushes to take the ball. They all collide with each other, and Ryuka ends up tripping on Uda's leg, due to which she falls down. Matsuyama manages to score a goal right before the first half ends, and Ryuka's mom rushes to her side to tend to her. She scolds Uda for not looking out for Ryuka, and she then takes Ryuka to the hospital even though she isn't injured much, and even though she keeps protesting that she wants to play the whole match. Masaru changes the team formation since they have to play with 10 players now, while Uda keeps thinking about how he pushed Ryuka to play harder while her mom had advised him to take care of her. Masaru's coach also comes to watch the match, and he shares that he will share his opinion after the match. Before the second half, Uda remains distracted because of Ryuka, and he even apologizes to his teammates for causing such a mess. The second half begins, and since Uda's position has been changed, he struggles to have a proper vision of the field, and he doesn't issue instructions as well. The other team scores a goal due to his blunders, and Uda tells Uzu to switch positions with him since he can have a proper vision this way. Even after switching his position, he fails to consider that the team formation has now changed and issues an order that doesn't make sense. The other team scores another goal which ties the match, and Uda blames himself for their weak performance. Kota then slaps Uda and reminds him that his strong point is his field vision plus his loud voice, so he should focus on those for the sake of Ryuka as well. Uda comes back to his senses, and this time he tells the team where to go, due to which Ryuji scores an own goal by using the goalie's body. Momoyama Predators win the match, which makes them the district winners, and Masaru tells his old coach that he wants the team to play however they want. Ryuka comes back from the hospital, and they all receive a trophy for becoming the district champions. The whole team along with their parents celebrates their victory, and Uda once again apologizes to Ryuka for her injury. Ryuka's mom then apologizes to him for causing such a scene, and to make up with everyone she treats them to expensive meat and catering. They all feast on meat, and Uda goes around serving juice to his team members because he still feels bad about messing up during the last match. Masaru tells everyone that the city tournament is in 2 weeks, so they should rest for 3 days to prevent any injury. Later, Erika announces that she will be self-practicing with Ryuka, while the 3 U's of the team tell everyone that they need to study for their entrance exam, so they will focus on their studies during the break. Afterwards, the 3 of them secretly meet up to practice on their own, and they discuss how they have limited time to play soccer. They discuss that they need to come with their own special move too, like the Furuya brothers, and that they need to step up their game in case the triplets are marked by their opponents in the upcoming games. They all hit the library first, where they go through ninja books and karate books to come up with some kind of special technique that they can learn in 3 days. Of course, they don't learn anything, so they leave the library, and Uchimura suggests that they should come up with a name for their special move. They discuss stupid ideas, and just then their mothers call them back for cram school, so they all rush home. At the cram school, they keep discussing their training, and their teacher tells them to give up on soccer before summer classes to focus on their studies. After the cram school, they all get into an argument, so Uchimura and Uki tell Yumatsu to handle training on his own, and they leave him. Buddha overhears all of their arguments, so he brings Yumatsu inside his restaurant, and Yumatsu tells him that he has been playing soccer all this time with Uki and Uchimura, but they separated in middle school, so he really wants to keep winning with them. Uda decides to help them out in practice, and he advises him to make up with his friends since they all have to conquer the world together. The next day, Erika and Uda meet up with Yumatsu, only to realize that their usual practice ground is packed with kids. Yumatsu takes them to an alley beside his apartment building where he met Uki and Uchimura for the first time as a kid and started playing soccer with them. He bounces the ball against the ball, and Uda gets an idea that maybe the 3 U's can form a triangle on the field and pass the ball between themselves as their special move. Yumatsu thinks it's a good idea, and even Uki and Uchimura overhear his plan. They decide to practice their special move by forming a triangle, and they keep practicing when they have cram school, which they decide to skip on. They practice for 2 days, and afterwards they request the Furuya brothers for a 3 vs 3 minigame. In the game, they form the triangle and manage to reach the goal, but Ryuji stops their shot at the end. The Furuya brothers then score a goal, and they comment that the 3 U's are essentially copying their triangle style. Masaru compliments their hard work, and the Furuya brothers decide to call the special move of 3 U's as Little Try. The first day of the city tournament arrives while Uda and the girls go to meet Misaki. They tell Misaki about their latest situation, and she tells them that she knows their coach Masaru, so she has high expectations from the team. She then invites them to play with the Jurasol's team in a mini-game, and they instantly agree. The game begins, and Misaki notices that Erika has gotten better at tackling while Uda has gotten better too, but he still needs improvement. Uda keeps giving out instructions like a captain, while Ryuka becomes scared by the experienced players of Jurasol, and Uda advises her to be more aggressive. Misaki calls the game off, and Erika gives her the feedback that Jurasol's players didn't let her have the ball because of their tight marking skills. Misaki tells them that they have gotten better, and she advises Ryuka that she shouldn't overestimate her opponents since they are normal people like her. The girls go to Uda's house afterwards where they munch on snacks and Ryuka wonders whether she should really play soccer with her team since the city tournament will be full of skilled players. Uda and Erika assure her that she can get better with practice and that she needs to have more confidence. Erika suggests that they should start practicing instantly, so she grabs a soccer ball from Uda's room and notices the sign of Tanaka Satoru on the ball. Uda tells her about his past, in which he used to be a shy crybaby in his kindergarten who couldn't even speak to his classmates. At his restaurant, his dad tells him to speak out, but he remains hesitant all the time, and he doesn't even play with his dad when he calls him to play soccer with him. One night he ends up watching a soccer match with his dad in which Tanaka Satoru plays really well, but he loses at the end. Uda becomes motivated to play soccer after seeing Tanaka Satoru's last ever match, and he starts kicking soccer around with his dad. He tells his dad that he wants to become like Tanaka, and his dad assures him that he only needs to work hard to become a great soccer player. They both keep playing soccer, and soon during his first grade, his dad enrolls him in Momoyama Predators team, which is enlisting first graders. The first day he notices that the Furuya brothers seem very skilled while he cannot even kick the ball properly. The other kids make fun of him, so he runs back home. He tells his dad that he can never become better, so he is quitting soccer, and he doesn't listen to his dad when he keeps trying to convince him. Later on, his dad keeps trying to make him play soccer, but he doesn't touch the ball again. One time he comes across a poster of the national team playing in a nearby stadium in which Tanaka Satoru is also coming. His dad notices that he seems transfixed on the poster, so he tells Uda that they are going to go watch the match. To Shu's surprise, his dad fails to get any tickets, so he sets up a meat stall outside the stadium instead, and the policeman even tries to remove him from the premises since he doesn't have a permit. Just then Tanaka walks outside, and Uda's dad somehow convinces him to try his yakiniku meat. He enjoys the meal, and his dad asks him to sign a soccer ball for his son Uda, who has quit playing soccer due to some setbacks. Tanaka signs the soccer ball for Uda and advises him that he can always practice more if he wants to get better at soccer. On the way back, Uda tells his dad that he wants to join Momoyama Predators again, and in the current, he tells the girls that his dad died 2 years ago, so the signed soccer ball is his best memory of his dad. Ryuka becomes motivated to play after hearing his story, and they practice on their own. Later, the whole team reaches the ground where they come face to face with Kawahara's team. At the city tournament grounds, the other teams play their matches while Momoyama Predators wait for their turn. Amarillo team's Kajira walks by, and Uda thinks that maybe he has come to greet him as the captain, but Kajira just walks up to the Furuya brothers and tells them to win their matches so that they can play against each other in the finals. The Furuya brothers throw sarcastic remarks at him as usual, and he walks away after shaking hands with them. They all watch the match of Yabisawa's team with their opponents, and Masaru observes that Yabisawa will probably be their opponent once they have won their current match. He notices their strong points, so he tells his team that he is changing their formations. He puts 4 players on the defense and tells Ryuji and Kota to switch their positions so that Ryuji can make own goals to break the rhythm of his opponents. Erika asks Ryuji how he does the own goals, but he refuses to tell her his secrets. Masaru tells the team to win the match in the first half so that they can play however they want in the second half, and this motivates Kota, who really wants to play as a forward. Masaru also advises everyone to count the points they get by dribbling the ball, making a feint and stealing a ball so that everyone remains in good spirits. Since their match has some time left, Uda goes to watch the match of another team, Kio's Kickers, and he returns just in time for his own match against Yabisawa. They then do their warm-up while Kota keeps staring at Ayato, who is also warming up at a distance. All of them discuss their strategy against Yabisawa's members, and that Uda has to cover for Ryuka at the backside. The match begins and Yabisawa's player rushes past Ryuka, but Uda covers for her and kicks the ball to the outside. The goal goes to Erika soon afterwards, and she feints past Yabisawa's player because she wants to earn points like Masaru told her. On Uda's orders, she passes the ball to the Furuya brothers, who coordinate together with Yumatsu to rush towards the goal. Ryuji then scores the first goal by doing an own goal, and up next all the team members try to steal or dribble past their opponents because they feel motivated to earn points. The Furuya brothers then coordinate to dribble the ball towards the net, and Kota tries scoring a goal, but the ball hits the goal post instead. Ryuji then does another own goal, and Yabisawa's coach barks instructions at his team to mark the Furuya brothers. Yabisawa's players launch a counter-attack as they rush towards the net, and Uda tries to hold off their forward player. Erika then steals the ball, and since the Furuya brothers are all blocked, Uda announces that the 3Us should do their triangle move. The 3Us run towards the goal with the ball, and with a coordinated movement, Uchimura scores the third goal for the team. When Ryuji gets his next chance, he tries to make a direct shot which almost gets stopped by the goalie. The ball ends up rolling to the net, which earns the team another point. The first half ends with a huge lead and all the members compare how many points they have scored. During the second half, Kota scores 2 points as a forward while Erika scores a goal as well. Just before the match ends, Ryuji tells Uda to switch positions with him during a kickoff, and he kicks the ball towards him. Uda recalls the first lesson that Masaru taught him, which was to headbutt the ball, so he headbutts the ball towards the goal. The ball hits the goal post instead, but he doesn't give up and headbutts again, which earns him his first ever goal. The team wins their match and they get ready to face their next opponent, which is Kawahara. Masaru recalls that Kota doesn't like Ayato from Kawahara, so he wonders whether Ayato is a very skilled player, and Rin offers to show him the video of Kawahara's last match. Erika also vows to beat Kawahara's team since the same team refused to enroll her because she is a girl, and Ryuka notices that Erika keeps looking at Ayato like a typical fangirl. Later, Uda's mom bakes a cake for him to congratulate him on his first goal, and he discusses with her that he needs to up his defense skills if he wants to stop Kawahara's team. The next day, the Furuya brothers practice soccer on their own, and Uzu tells Kota to relax since they can win their match just like their last time when all three of them triple-teamed Ayato. Kota argues that it wasn't fun to beat Kawahara's team this way, and Uzu roasts him for being his brother. Uda tells the girls about how the Furuyas beat Ayato last year and how they are going to play selfishly this year too, so they need to stop them. Ryuka suggests that maybe they can watch a video of Kawahara's match which can help them figure something out. They all come across Kyoyuko chatting with the triplets' dad Rin, so they ambush them and Kyoyuko gives them a copy of the Kawahara's match DVD. Rin advises her to cook dinner for herself, so she goes home and starts to cook food while Masaru also prepares himself to watch the video of the last Kawahara's match. Uda and the girls sit down to watch the same video as well, and they all watch the match in which Ayato plays superbly as expected. He passes all the players by himself and keeps scoring goals. Masaru starts to notice something peculiar about his playing style, while Kyoyuko tries not to burn the house down through her cooking. Uda tells the girls that Kawahara's goalie has changed and that the previous goalie was really good, so they have an advantage now. They all discuss that Ayato seemed like a lone wolf who never passes the ball and doesn't run back to defense, so they need to mark him and learn his weaknesses. They decide to watch the match again. Meanwhile, Masaru repeatedly watches the match till late at night. Kyoyuko stops him and gives him a convenient store lunch to eat. Masaru discusses Kawahara's team with her, and when he tastes the miso soup on the table, he tells her that the soup tastes really bad. Kyoyuko then rushes out of his home in anger, and Masaru realizes that the soup was actually cooked by her. The next day, both teams arrive at the ground to play the semifinal match, and Kajira tells the Furuya brothers that he can tell them Ayato's weakness to help them out. The brothers refuse to listen to his trash talk, and Kajira tells them how his team went to Spain to train and how they beat all the international youth teams there. The Furuya brothers don't pay any attention to him and he walks away. Masaru gathers everyone and tells them that they all need to play in offense mode since Kawahara's defense is pretty weak. The team heads to the ground while Masaru tells Uda and Ryuka that they need to stop Ayato when he rushes at them, and they need to launch a counterattack whenever they get the ball. The Furuya brothers tell Ayato that they won't triple mark him like the last time, and as the match begins, Ayato receives the ball. He then passes by 7 of Momoyama Predators players like it's a piece of cake for him and scores a goal all by himself. Masaru notices that Ayato's playing style is just like the famous Argentina's player Maradona, who also uses his small build to move around his opponents. He admires his skills despite being the opponent team's coach, and he almost feels compelled to enter the ground himself. He reminds his team that they need to play offense only, and Uzu tells Erika that she should step back when Ayato will run towards them because he wants to mark Ayato himself. The game resumes and Yumatsu tries to pass the ball to Kota, but Kawahara's player steals the ball in midair. It goes back to Ayato, who rushes towards the net, and Uzu prepares himself to face Ayato, but Erika also rushes towards him without listening to his prior advice. He smoothly glides past Erika, and when Uzu tries to block him, he simply passes the ball to a side. Erika tries to receive the ball, but he rushes towards her and takes the ball. He then scores one more goal while Ryuji tells Kota that Ayato doesn't seem to even pay him any attention. The game resumes and Kota receives the ball finally. He rushes towards the goal with Ryuji, and when he sees an opening, he kicks a long shot, due to which he scores a goal. Ayato's friend Tagi, who is in the audience, thinks that he would have stopped the shot, but he stops himself from having such thoughts. The players get a water break and they discuss that they need to mark Ayato with 3 players to stop him after all. Kota doesn't agree with this. Instead, he offers to stop Ayato himself, and he tells everyone else to score goals in his place. They change their formation, and as a result, Ryuji comes forward while Uzu moves to the center. The water break ends and Ryuji and Erika discuss how they need to play moving forward. The game resumes and Kota immediately rushes to Ayato's side to mark him. The team somehow stops the ball from getting to Ayato, and the ball ends up going outside, due to which Momoyama's players get a corner kick. Uda tells Rieka to move forward as well for the corner kick, and Uzu then kicks the ball from the corner. The ball ends up coming towards Rieka, who tries to kick it towards the goal, but she just makes a fool of herself by kicking in the air. Ryuji comes behind her and kicks the ball, due to which they tie their score with Kawahara. The match resumes and Kota keeps trying to block Ayato. Just then Ayato receives the ball and Kota tries not to let him pass him. He begins to get angry, and when Ayato rushes past him, he grabs Ayato's shirt from behind, which causes both of them to fall on the ground. Ayato gets a corner kick as a result, and he scores a goal. Up next, Erika gets the ball and she rushes to the net all by herself. She scores a goal which ties their score once again. Before the first half ends, Kawahara's players score one more goal, and the halftime gets announced with Kawahara in the lead. Uzu tells everyone that sometimes Ayato loses concentration when he has the ball, so they need to retrieve the ball from him at that moment. And the Furia brothers tell everyone that they really want to win the match with their current team. Masaru changes the team formation again, and he puts Erika in the right front while he puts the three U's on the left to take advantage of their special move. Uzu and Ryuji discuss that Kota really seems to care about his current team, and Erika also tells herself to focus since she wants to make Ayato notice her. The second half begins with Uzu trying to score the goal by himself, but the ball hits the goal post instead. Up next, the triplets pass the ball between themselves, which confuses their opponents, and once again Kota tries scoring a goal but he fails. Ryuji comments to Ayato that he should join their defense and that their last goalie was much better than their current goalie. Ayato recalls how he used to practice with his friend Tagi in the past, who was their skilled goalie, and how their coach would tell everyone to just pass the ball to Ayato since he is the main focus of the team. Ayato knew he could play well as long as he had Tagi protecting his back. In the present, Ayato receives the ball, so he rushes towards the goal, and Kota tries to block him. Ayato recalls when Tagi told him that he was quitting soccer because he couldn't improve himself any longer, and how upset he felt when Tagi left him. In the present, Kota notices that Ayato is losing focus, so he manages to steal the ball away from him and rushes towards the goal. Uda announces a triple combo move, so the triplets all rush towards the goal to score the goal. Yumatsu runs behind them, but they fail to score a goal as their shot gets blocked by Kawahara. Uda tells Uzu that he will issue his instructions on time next time, and as the match resumes, Ayato receives the ball again. The triplets rush towards him and surround him. Uzu and Ryuji decide to step back, but Kota tells them that they should keep marking Ayato since the team needs to win. They manage to take the ball from Ayato, and the triplets do their coordinated attack again as they rush towards the ball. Uzu then does a feint in front of the goalie and scores a goal. The score becomes tied, and Ayato tells his teammates that they should change their strategy. Up next, Ayato passes the ball to his teammates, which surprises everyone, and they pass the ball between themselves till they reach the net. Momoyama's players steal the ball from them, and Rieka passes the ball to the midfield. The ball goes to the outside again, and Ayato receives the ball again, so he rushes towards the net for the 100th time. Just when he nears the net, Erika steals the ball from him and passes it to the three U's, who launch their special move. They pass the ball to the triplets, and ultimately Kota tries to headbutt the ball, but the goalie stops the goal. Kota ends up twisting his ankle pretty harshly, so they take him outside the field. Masaru tells the players to manage without Kota for the time being, and as the game resumes, he treats Kota's injury and gives him ice for his pain. Ryuji and Uzu start to play sloppily, and when the three U's try to use their special triangle move, Kawahara's players break through them and retrieve the ball. Their player rushes to the goal and kicks the ball, but Momoyama's goalie stops the ball. Ayato then slides in smoothly and scores the goal instead. With 5 minutes left, the team tries hard to score at least one more goal to tie the match, and Kota tells Masaru that he is joining the match because he will feel even more pain if they lose. Kota joins the match, and he begins a counterattack with his brothers even though his foot is still injured. He ends up scoring one goal, and his brothers notice that he looks terrible, but Kota comments that they need to keep going to win the match. The referee announces 2 additional minutes, and both teams try hard to score one more goal to win. Momoyama's players get the ball, and Uzu notices that his brothers are being marked, so he passes the ball to the three U's. The ball is eventually passed to Erika, who rushes towards the goal and passes the ball in front of the goal. Uda kicks the ball to the middle so Kota runs forward to receive it, and Ayato slides beneath him to stop him. He ends up kicking Kota's foot, which worsens his pain, and the ball lands in front of Ryuka. Kawahara's goalie rushes towards her to retrieve the ball, and Ryuka kicks the ball over his head in nervousness. The ball ends up touching the net, due to which Momoyama scores another point, and finally the match ends with Momoyama Predators as the winner of the semifinal match. The team thanks the audience for cheering them on, and Masaru congratulates them. They all notice that Kota seems to be in a lot of pain, and Kota reveals a swollen ankle when he takes his socks off. Masaru tells everyone else to rest up for the upcoming final match while he takes Kota to the medic with Kaioyuko. The medic declares that he needs to go to the hospital since his ankle may be fractured, but Kota argues with him that his ankle is fine since he has been in worse pain before. He begs Masaru to let him play in the final, so Masaru decides to agree to his pathetic pleading. Erika gives Ayato something when he is leaving, and suddenly it starts to rain, so everyone rushes to their bus to get some cover. Kaioyuko comes to Momoyama's bus and tells the team that Amarillo has defeated their opponent by 5 points. Masaru brings back Kota, and Kota tells everyone that he can play after putting ice on his ankle. Everyone else starts to rave about how they want to go to the nationals, while Masaru just focuses on Kota's expression. He suddenly announces that he won't play Kota in the next match, and when Kota starts to argue with him, he tells him that he also injured his ankle right before his national match, but he hid his injury from everyone, due to which he got his back injured later on, which ended his career. Kota still refuses to listen to him, so his dad tells him that he won't allow him to play in the match at any cost. His dad takes him to the hospital, and Masaru shares the new formation to the team. He pumps the team to win for Kota's sake as well, and finally Momoyama Predators face Amarillo for the final match. Kajira dominates the match from the get-go, but Erika and Ryuji manage to dribble the ball towards the net, where Erika scores the first goal. The match resumes, and Kajira takes charge of the match this time. His team passes the ball to him, and he makes a long shot from the center of the field, which earns him a score. His team keeps making passes to him, and they keep scoring goals, while Momoyama's players struggle to play properly because of the buddy field and because of their worn-out stamina. Amarillo wins the match by a lead of 5 points, and Kajira tells the brothers that they really disappointed him. The three youths tells Uda after the awards ceremony that they are leaving the team, and Uda thanks them for everything. The next day, Erika and Uda visit Ryuka, where they discover that Ryuka is out cold with a fever. They visit the Furuya brothers next, who reveal that Kota will recover in 2 weeks. Kaioyuko also comes to visit him, and she shares that Masaru is going to hand in his resignation letter to Kinzu. Masaru visits Kinzu and hands in his resignation letter. Kinzu argues with him that the team got to the semi-finale because of his coaching, but Masaru insists that he wants to take full responsibility for the finale and also for Kota's injury. He doesn't listen to anything that Kinzu says, and just then the kids also barge in to stop him. They argue with him that they want to coach them even more, but he doesn't listen to them either. Kota tells him that his injury is his fault, and Masaru tells everyone that the real reason behind his resignation is that he doesn't have any money, and he is out of his savings as well. Kaioyuko offers to cover his food costs, while Kinzu even offers to employ him, but Masaru remains stubborn about his decision and leaves the office. He tells Rin not to follow him and tells Kaioyuko that he doesn't want to rely on others. Kinzu gets a call from someone named Yuyusuke, who is from the Football Association, and invites Momoyama Predators to participate in the future cup, in which teams can play with 8 players and can participate in international tournaments if they win. They all rush to Masaru's home to convince him, and they tell him that Amarillo is participating as well, but once again Masaru tells them that he has quit the team and doesn't want to deal with them anymore. He pushes them out of his house, and the team decides to head to the Football Association for now, since they can deal with Masaru later. Kaioyuko asks Masaru whether the real reason is that he doesn't want the kids to get injured, and he kicks her out of the house too. Later, Uda asks his mom whether she can hire Masaru as her helper, and she tells him that she doesn't have the money to hire him. She advises him to keep pestering Masaru till he becomes convinced. The next day, Uda and Erika go to Masaru's house to annoy him, and Kaioyuko tells them that Masaru has already left to find a job. They then go find the Furuya brothers and tell them that Masaru is looking for a job in the city, so they need to stop him. They all visit the place where Masaru is having an interview, and they notice that Masaru seems really rejected, which means that his interview must have gone really bad. In the meanwhile, Masaru visits 7 places, and afterwards on his way back home he gets a call from his old coach Nagabuchi, who has also heard that he has resigned. He discusses Kota's injury with him, and Nagabuchi assures him that he is a really good coach since he can take decisions so rationally. Nagabuchi advises him to just grow up with the kids if he thinks he needs improvement. Rin also arrives at his place and shows him a virtual stimulator that he has built which shows the movement of all players, but Masaru ignores him. Masaru instead discovers that all the kids are already at his place and are celebrating his newly discovered job. Kinzu then offers him a sales position job in which he can coach the kids in part-time as well, but Masaru yells at everyone that they shouldn't take any decision on his behalf. He storms out and Kota follows him. Kota argues with him that he can just teach them how to avoid any injuries in the future, and finally Masaru agrees to coach them again. Masaru tells Kinzu that he still isn't fully confident in his skills, so he needs some time to think about the offer. Kinzu shares that their 2 other players have also left the team, meaning the team is down to 6 players again. Ayato watches an official match with Tagi on the TV, and Tagi asks him whether he has quit playing soccer since he isn't going to his practice. Ayato reveals that he has quit his club because lost, and Tagi insists that he cannot stop playing soccer like this. Masaru takes the boys to Chiba to his old club, and they meet his old coach Nagabuchi there, who specifically asked to meet them as well. They wonder whether they can play with the pros, but Nagabuchi takes them to see the blind soccer team practice. They observe that the blind team is very skilled and the way they play surprises the kids. Yaohei meets Masaru after his practice and he recognizes all the boys by their outline. They also realize that Yaohei is Masaru's old student who got injured under his coaching, and Yaohei tells them that he has been asked to teach them about blind soccer. The triplets wonder whether they should really play with the blind team even if Yaohei is in the national team, since they think it would be unfair to him, so Yaohei tells them to play a mini test match against him to test his skills. On the field, he tells them that they don't have to put blindfolds on, and the only rule is that they have to say the word "hey" before they approach him. The triplets then play soccer with him and he easily takes the ball away from them and scores a goal. Nagabuchi explains the rules of blind soccer to them, in which all the players have to be blindfolded other than the goalie, and there's a caller behind the goalie who gives out instructions when the players are near the net. The Momoyama boys all wear blindfolds and realize that they can't feel where the ball is because of pitch darkness. They try to pass the ball to each other, but they keep messing up because they are not used to just playing with sound. After trying uselessly for a while, they tell Yaohei that they cannot see anything at all, and Yaohei proposes to play a mini match against them. The officially blind players play a match against the Momoyama boys, in which Masaru also joins as the goalie. The match begins and Uda passes the ball to one of the brothers, but the blind team easily steals the ball and scores a goal even though Uzu tries to intercept them. For the next play, the blind team scores again after stealing the ball from them, and they keep scoring again and again, so the Momoyama boys take a timeout. They decide to change their formation by putting Uda behind them, and they discuss how they can play going forward. The game resumes and Uda tells himself to focus by concentrating on the sound of the ball, which has a bell inside it. He passes the ball to Uzu, who passes it back to him after rushing forward. Uzu realizes that he needs to have a bird's eye view of the players based on the sound they are making, and he makes a pass to Uda, who passes the ball to Ryuji based on his mental image of all the players on the field. Ryuji then passes the ball to Kota, who scores a goal. After the match, Uzu realizes that he can now have a bird's eye view of all the players, while Uda has learned to have a mental image of the players on the field. Yaohei compliments their skills too, and he tells Masaru to be confident in his students. Afterwards, Masaru gets a call from Erika, who tells him to come fast since something amazing has happened. They all go to the shopping district where Erika has told them to come and watch a futsal match in which Ayato is also playing. Ayato scores a goal and Erika runs up to them. She tells them that she has been asking Ayato to join the Predators and that Masaru should ask him as well. Some time ago, she calls Ayato to meet up with her, and to her surprise, Ayato comes to meet her with his friend Tagi, who actually forced him to come. Erika then asks him to join the Predators, and she tells him everything about the upcoming Future Cup and how they can play on the international stage in Spain if they win. He asks them if they have a goalie, and she tells him about the current situation of the team in which they need 2 more players. Ayato doesn't seem convinced, so Tagi suggests to Erika that they should play some soccer together to cheer him up. They come across an ongoing futsal match in which Suguro is also participating, and the captain invites the 3 of them to join in as well. The match begins, and even though Erika and Tagi try their best, the other team easily scores a goal on them. Ayato jumps into action next, and after receiving a pass from Erika, he scores a goal. He goes into beast mode as he keeps scoring goal after goal while Erika rushes to a nearby phone booth and calls Masaru. In the present, she asks Masaru to persuade Ayato, but he suggests that wants to try something else rather than persuading him. On the field, Ayato tells Tagi that they should go and that why isn't Tagi playing as a goalie if he is really having fun. Tagi reminds him that he has quit being a goalkeeper And just then, Masaru enters the field as the player. He tries to block Ayato during the match, but Ayato slips past him and scores a goal. Of course, he feels humiliated, so he receives the ball and makes a powerful long shot which scores a goal. Suguro spots the Furuya brothers, so he argues with them to play against him, and Kota agrees to entertain him for a little bit. Uda also joins the match when Tagi switches out, and Ryuji tells Erika that Tagi was actually Kawahara's previous goalie who gave them a really hard time. Erika asks him to join the Predators as a goalie, but he tells her that he is actually in a basketball team now. Ayato and Kota don't get along on the field as they both attempt to score goals by themselves, and Masaru also plays around them as usual. Ayato doesn't pass the ball to Kota but tries to score himself, so the goalie easily catches his shot. Soon he and Kota start to coordinate to score some goals, and Erika asks Tagi again whether he would like to join their team. Uzu comments that Tagi must have lost his confidence, and that he will just drag them down if he joins. Uda uses the skill he has learnt in blind soccer to make a pass to Kota, who then scores a goal, and even Ayato notices their improved performance. Tagi thinks about the fact that he has been running away from his troubles all this time, and he decides to play with Ayato again since he still loves soccer. He switches with the goalkeeper and blocks one of Suguro's shots. Ayato starts playing better too once he learns that Tagi is defending his back, and soon everyone joins in the game. Afterwards, Ayato and Tagi accept Masaru's offer to join the team, and they all declare that they will become the #1 team in the galaxy. After Ayato and Tagi join the team, they all head to Ryuka's villa, where she has been staying during the summer vacations, to hold a training camp and improve their skills. They all arrive at the huge villa, and Ryuka's housekeeper mentions that Ryuka is very excited to show off the result of her latest training. They arrive at the main room, where they become shocked to see that Ryuka has transformed from a fatso cow to a slim girl. Ryuka then takes them all to the second floor, where she shows them all their own room, and when Erika asks her how she managed to slim down so fast, Ryuka takes them all outside to a training course. She reveals that her mom hired an instructor who helped her slim down and train at the specially designed training course, which also helped her build up her stamina. Masaru requests her to let them all use the training course, and one by one they all follow Ryuka on the training course. Even Kaioyuko and Masaru join them, while Kota and Ayato compete with each other to see who can come first. They even race past Ryuka and jump through various hurdles, one following the other. Meanwhile, Masaru struggles to jump through one of the hurdles, and Kaioyuko threatens to leave him behind. Kota manages to speed ahead, but Ayato still rushes behind him and overtakes him. They keep going back and forth and finally manage to pass the end goal at the same time. Of course, they keep arguing about who is the winner, while the rest of the team also finishes the course. They all have lunch afterwards, and Kota and Ayato keep competing to see who will eat first. They both then rush to the ground to see who can kick the most balls. The others follow them, and Tagi tells everyone that Ayato's dad is Spanish, but he hasn't contacted them in a long while, so Ayato lives with his Japanese mother now. They discuss that Ayato wants to win the Future Cup to get a chance to meet with his dad in Spain, and the Furuya brothers ask Kota to get along with Ayato. Afterward, Kaioyuko practices with Tagi by throwing shuttles at him, and the rest of the team practices soccer as well. Ryuka seems to have improved too, and Kota and Ayato both keep trying to show off their skills during the practice session. Afterwards, they all snack on watermelons, but Ayato and Kota keep trying to see who will eat the watermelons the fastest. They even spit seeds on each other, so Masaru makes them pick all the seeds after scolding them. Tagi tells the Furuya brothers that Ayato doesn't like ghosts, and after dinner Uda suggests to the team that they should do a test of courage by leaving an offering at the shrine behind the mansion. They decide to form pairs for the test of courage, and the rest of the team conspires by putting Ayato and Kota together for the test. Ayato and Kota head to the shrine first, and the rest of the team try to scare them by making weird noises and by even flashing light at them, which makes Ayato faint. Kota carries him to the bushes, and after waking him up, they head to the shrine together. Kota even feels something slimy on his face, and once they arrive at the shrine, they notice a dead samurai and a ghost slowly walking up to them. They both run away to the nearest building, but the ghosts keep following them. As they reach the top, Kota decides to jump into the pool, and he tells Ayato to hang on to him. They both jump into the pool, and when they get out, the whole team arrives to clap for them. The pair realizes that they were being tricked, which makes Ayato burst out laughing. Afterwards, the Furuya brothers show the others their plan to compete with the other teams in Spain. The next morning, the team runs laps around the villa, and then they do their individual exercises. Erika notices that Uda seems to have gotten a lot better, and even Ryuka has improved. She trips on the ball when she is practicing with Uzu, and soon Ryuka's parents call everyone to eat breakfast. They go inside to find heaps of different food, so Kota and Ayato fill their plates to the brim. They compete to see who can eat the most food, and even Uda joins them since he likes eating a lot too. They all finish eating, so they head inside to get seconds, and soon they finish all food while Ryuji struggles to even fill his plate. Rieka notices that Erika seems very quiet, and Erika soon heads to the ground to practice by herself after finishing food. She tries to dribble the ball without looking at it just like Uda, but she fails, and just then Tagi joins her. They both start to play 1 versus 1, and Erika keeps messing up her play. Tagi suggests taking a break, and he then tells her about how he used to mess up his playing back in the day when he suddenly grew tall. Erika shares with him that she thinks she has stopped growing, especially compared to Rieka and Uda, who keep improving. Tagi suggests her to copy Ayato's playing style, and he even asks her whether he should create a chance for them to talk privately, but Erika becomes embarrassed. She tells him to stay out of it and runs away. They all play a practice match against each other, and Erika notices how Ayato breaks free from his defenders, so she tries to copy his playing style and fails. Uzu tells her to stop trying new things, and after the watch they all head to the ocean to have some fun. Erika shares her troubles with Rieka, and she suggests her to talk to Ayato about her playing style. Tagi agrees with her, and he even tells them that it's Ayato's birthday, so she can get a chance to talk to him after all. The girls rush to Rieka's housekeeper and tell her about Ayato's birthday, so she tells them that she will try to arrange something in a short time. Erika decides to bake a cake for him as a present, and in the meanwhile Rieka tells Uda and Kyoyuko about Ayato's birthday. Erika bakes some mini cakes for him while the others set up a party for him. The Furuya brothers decide to teach Ayato how to swim as a present, and they keep him distracted while the others conspire by planning a party. Erika's cakes end up burning due to wrong temperature settings, and Uda suggests her to make Ayato a different kind of gift. The Furuya brothers bring Ayato back to the villa after teaching him a little swimming, and the others then surprise Ayato with the party. Erika makes the others sign a card, and she gives it to Ayato as a promise that they will all definitely take him to Spain soon. They all watch some fireworks from the terrace, and when Erika gets a chance, she gives Ayato the burnt cake as a present as well. Ayato then advises her to find gaps on the field with the help of her speed to improve her playing. The next day, they all practice blind soccer and try their best to move around the ball in pitch darkness. After the practice, Ayato and Erika comment that they are getting the hang of it, while Tagi tells Rieka that she also seems to be improving. Since they have a match the next day, Masaru shares their new positions with them, in which he places Uzu as a defender and appoints Rieka in the midfield. This surprises the others, and Masaru then discusses with the others the difference between their usual soccer and how they are going to be playing as an 8-person team. After their discussion, he reminds the team that their skills come from within them, so they should believe in themselves. The next day, all 16 teams gather on the ground for the first preliminary match of the Future Cup, and the players soon take their new positions for the first match. The first match begins, and right off the bat Kota scores his first goal after receiving a pass from Ryuji. He and Ayato keep scoring left and right to beat each other, and soon they win the match without letting their opponents score. The team wins their next 2 matches easily too, with Kota and Ayato scoring most of the goals, while Erika manages to score a goal as well. They reach the elimination stage after winning the first 3 matches, and Ryuji scolds Rieka for not marking her opponents properly. The others tell him to relax, and they think that they will easily keep up their winning streak, but Masaru tells them that they are facing Shakuji the next day. He explains that the Shakuji's team is a tough rival who have always been an 8-players team, and he shows them a video in which the players skillfully pass the ball to each other via their unique formation. Kota and Ayato comment that they just need to score to win the match, and the others also believe that they will win easily. The next day both teams face each other, and in the beginning Kota manages to score once. The tide of the game changes as Shakuji's players get the ball, and through the triangle formation of the players they rush to the goal, where they score a goal after passing Rieka. They then score another goal after that, and the game continues, but Momoyama's players fail to score another goal due to the tight defense of their opponents. After the first half, Masaru restrains from giving any advice because he wants the team to figure a plan for themselves. Uda then gets an idea, so he proposes that Rieka should play as a forward while Kota should step back in the midfield. He explains to Kota that he can create spaces as a midfielder and can score goals by making long shots, which will also scare his opponents. This convinces Kota, and Rieka wonders whether she can really play as a forward since she only knows how to defend properly. Uda assures that she has a lot of stamina left, so she will be fine, and he convinces the team to try out his new strategy. In the second half, Kota tries to make long shots, but he fails to score a goal, and Rieka takes advantage of one of his shots to score a goal. The Predators become revived after that as they score more goals, and at the end Uda gets a free kick, so he kicks it towards the goal. Ryuka rushes towards the ball and headbutts it in, after which they win the match. The team celebrates its victory and prepares itself to fight the next team in the final match. Since there is some time till the last match, Masaru tells the team to relax, so Erika and Ryuka begin racing while Ryuji starts inputting data related to their movements into the software that his dad has built to predict the movement of the players. He shows the simulation software to Uda as well, and they all observe their final opponents, which is the Nanotoko Guts team. Their coach yells at some of the players for their slow pace, so Masaru tells his players that they should all go and play their unique brand of soccer. Masaru's friend Yusuke, who also invited the team to play in the Football Association, tells him that the Nanotoko Guts is a very experienced team whose players have been drilled hard, and he tells him to beware of the tendencies of their players. The match begins and the Predators give it their best, so the Guts players also start playing in offense style. All of their players rush forward and try to score, but Tagi stops one of their shots. They still manage to score after that, and as the game resumes, the Guts players all attack at once. When the Predators steal the ball from them to launch a counterattack, they all rush to the goal to defend it, and this way they keep playing a fast-paced soccer in which they keep running back and forth. This consumes a lot of their stamina as well, and the Predators discuss that they need to be quicker than them if they want to win. Erika manages to steal the ball and make a shot, but the ball hits the goal post. Soon the Guts players begin to get tired, so their coach switches 2 players out. They then score another goal right before the first half ends, and the Predators all take a timeout. The team discusses how they can win the match in the second half, and Ryuka comments that they all don't seem to be enjoying soccer in this match. Rather, they are just around the Guts players. They all debate that they should their opponents run towards them and that they should preserve their stamina till the end, at which point they will make a counterattack. Masaru also gives them similar advice, and when the match resumes, the team follows this tactic by passing the ball around. Since they don't want to let the Guts player know their new strategy, they let Erika and Ryuka run around because they have more stamina. And on Ryuji's advice, Ryuka also receives the ball and makes a run towards the net. Her opponent steals the ball from her, and the team continues playing this way for a while. Soon the Guts players start to become tired again, and some of their players get switched out too. During the halftime, Ryuji had also told the team that when they counterattack they should abandon their positions and take up the opposite positions to attack fully. In the present, Kota sees an opportunity to score, but when he makes a run for it, the Guts players push him down. The referee doesn't notice the foul, and as the match nears the end, Uda announces to counterattack. The forwards and defenders switch the positions and rush towards the goal when they receive the ball. Ayato scores the first goal, and when one of Guts' players tries to push Uzu, the referee notices and gives him a foul. Uzu gets a free kick and he scores the second goal. Soon Kota attempts to score as well, but the goalkeeper stops his shot and the ball rolls over to Ryuka, who makes the shot. She ends up scoring and the team wins the match. They celebrate their win, and Uzu thinks about how they can beat Amarillo now too. The triplets get their butts whooped by their mom during judo practice, and she tells them that she will soon come to cheer them on. She then starts acting all lovey-dovey with Rin, which makes them embarrassed. Later, the team visits the stadium where the national matches are going to be held, and Amarillo also comes to the venue. Kajura comments to Ayato that he shouldn't have joined such a pathetic team, and he pretends to not know the Furuya brothers, which especially piss off Uzu. Later, all 12 teams gather for the ceremony, and Masaru meets up with his old friend Yusuke, who tells him that Amarillo actually qualified for the nationals without beating anyone in the regional matches since they won the previous tournament. They discuss the tournament, and Yusuke shares that he has high expectations from the Predators. Afterwards, the Predators warm up for the match while Kaioyuko puts some makeup on because of the media presence at the match. Masaru gathers everyone and tells them that their first opponent is Sendai, who mainly focuses on the defense. The players decide to use the same tactic as the last time, in which they changed their position so that anybody could score. The match begins, and as usual, after coordinating well, Ayato scores the first goal. They keep up the same momentum and pile up goal after goal. Even Ryuka scores a goal by headbutting it, and the team then wins the match with a lead of 5 points. They play the same way against the second team as well and score points one after another. Uzu even does an own goal, which earns the team a penalty kick, and Ayato scores another goal this way. The team wins the match, and the media persons ask Masaru about the team's strategy, but he only gives them short, awkward answers. Afterwards, the team meets up with the 3 U's who had come to watch the match, and they all congratulate them for reaching the semifinals. Rin then gives Masaru DVD recordings of the matches in which Amarillo played, and later they all go to Masaru's house where they watch the recordings. As expected, Kajura plays exceptionally well in the matches, and they notice that he keeps the position of a midfielder, which allows him to jump into any position he wants. Uzu vows to break his offense, and Kaioyuko brings everyone some drinks. She comments that Amarillo's players don't seem like they are having fun, and they all agree with her since they believe it's more important to play soccer their own way rather than play according to a manual, which is boring. The semifinal match arrives, in which Amarillo's team wins against their opponent, while the Predators face a tough time in the first half of their match. They recover in the second half when Uzu scores an own goal, and the rest of the players score 2, due to which the team wins the match. Uda then eats food with his mother, and Kaioyuko also discusses with Masaru how she was not picked for her national team. She reveals that she is looking for other options, and just then Nagabuchi joins them as well. He tells them that Ryuji called him to watch the match and even requested him to let the team play against a pro-national adult team if they win. Masaru reminds his team to have fun during the final match, and the match begins with Uzu rushing towards the goal first. He tries to make a long shot to prove to Kajura that he shouldn't forget them, but his shot hits the goal post only. The ball then goes to Kajura next, who immediately scores a goal by shooting from the right side. The vibe of the match changes as people start wondering whether the Predators can make a comeback quickly, and Kaioyuko tells the reporters that the Predators will be fine since they know how to have fun. The match resumes, and this time when Kajura rushes at Uzu, he makes a pass to Erika, but Amarillo's players steal the ball easily. Amarillo's coach thinks about how the Predators are weak on their right side due to Rieka, who sucks at defense, and also because of Kota, who can't defend the ball properly. Their players make a run for it towards the goal, and Tagi manages to avoid them from scoring somehow. Amarillo's player throws the ball, and Rieka manages to receive it. She passes it to Kota, and the triplets make a run for it by coordinating with each other. When they reach near the goal, Amarillo manages to block Kota, and Kota doesn't pass the ball to Ayato, due to which he loses the ball. The Predators start to tense up, and Erika then passes the ball to Uzu, who takes on Kajura. He makes a back pass to Erika again, who passes it back to him when he runs forward, but the Amarillo players predict their movements and steal the ball. They rush towards the right side, where Rieka manages to hold them off. Up next, Uzu gets the ball again, and Kajura runs to block him. He calmly steals the ball from Uzu once again, and he then rushes to the left side, where he passes the ball to another player who scores a goal. Masaru tells Kinzu to believe in the team, and Uda thinks about how they can properly defend against Amarillo's attacks. He tells the triplets to make their coordinated attack, but Amarillo predicts their movement again and steals the ball from them. Rieka somehow retrieves the ball and passes it to Erika. Uda then announces a switch, so the defenders rush forward to attack, and Kajura warns Uzu that their tactics won't work on their team. The Predators start to get pushed back as all of their players keep getting blocked, but they somehow manage to pass the ball to Ayato, who makes a shot for the goal. His shot hits the goal post instead, and Rieka receives the ball once again. She tries to score, but the goalkeeper catches the ball. Amarillo makes a counterattack, and their players rush to score another goal, but Tagi manages to defend the goal and saves the team. The first half ends, and the team wonder what they should do during the break. Rieka tells everyone that they are being too cautious of Amarillo, and they all discuss how Rieka manages to play really well. Tagi comments that Amarillo's players couldn't predict Rieka's movements, so they all decide to exploit this quality to their advantage. They all start to make a plan, while Masaru takes Uda and Tagi to a side to discuss how Uda can improve his defense. Masaru tells them that Amarillo only has one attack pattern in which Kajura attacks from his side, and that Amarillo's players are also scared of them, due to which they have researched a lot on each player. The team form a plan in which they will rotate the ball to the back and then to the front to distract Amarillo's players, just like last time, and since the formation involves changing their positions, they think Amarillo's players won't be able to predict their moves. They decide to give it their best, and for the second half they take their positions on the field with renewed spirit. Ryuji tells Uda to give them a signal when they have to launch their new strategy, and as the match begins, the Amarillo players don't play on offense, which makes the Predators think that they probably want to defend their 2 points lead. Uda somehow manages to get the ball, and he notices that all the attackers are very tightly marked. He keeps issuing instructions that Kajura easily predicts, and when the ball comes to Uzu next, he challenges Kajura to come and take it. Just then Uda instructs everyone to try out their new whirlpool move, so Uzu passes the ball to Rieka, who passes it around. Despite their new creative move, Kajura ends up stealing the ball from Uzu at the end, and he tells him that the same trick won't work on him twice. Uzu then discusses with his team that they need to move naturally rather than think hard about their moves, otherwise the other team will predict their moves. He tells everyone to let him deal with Kajura and that they need to break through Kajura if they want to win. Up next, he gets the ball and even manages to slip it past Kajura once, but Kajura strikes back first and tries to kick the ball away from him. Ryuka manages to steal the ball away from them and the ball is passed to Kota, who tries to score but he fails. The team then keeps passing the ball to Uzu so that he can slip it past Kajura, and every time Kajura and Uzu butt heads, but Uzu fails to properly overtake him. Misaki tells Yu Yusuke that the Predators didn't even exist some time ago, and she recalls how much Uda struggled to gather a team to play soccer. The ultimate battle between Kajura and Uzu keeps going, which makes them both excited, and Tagi advises Uda to just focus on attacking back. Uzu butts heads with Kajura again, and this time he manages to pass the ball sneakily to Ryuka. She miraculously passes it to Uda, who runs forward from his defender position, and he then tries to score a goal but fails. The ball bounces back to Ryuka, and just when she aims to make a shot, Kajura runs behind her and pushes her to the ground in desperation. The team gets a penalty kick and Ayato makes a shot, due to which the Predators score their first goal. The game resumes and Uzu keeps trying to break through Kajura even though he feels drained. Kajura gets the ball and makes a run towards the goal while Uzu rushes behind him like a lost puppy. Kajura makes his shot, which gets stopped by Tagi, and Masaru tells himself to believe in his team. Uzu tackles Kajura for the 100th time and suddenly sweat gets into his eyes, due to which he closes his eyes. Kajura rushes to take the ball from him and suddenly Uzu imagines everyone on the field just like blind soccer, which makes him plan out his next move. He slides past Kajura with closed eyes, and when Kajura rushes behind him to take the ball, he turns back and slips around him like a pro. He tries to score a goal but he fails, and the Predators finally feel like they have had a breakthrough. The ball gets passed to Uda again to make a comeback, and he passes it to Erika. He notices that the team is playing their roles quickly without his instructions, and with 2 minutes left, he tells everyone to use their latest special move. They all pass the ball between themselves, and Uzu finally attempts to score when he sees an opening, but Kajura stops him from behind. Ryuka ends up picking the loose ball and headbutts the ball, which scores a goal. 10 extra minutes get announced for the extra time, and the Predators decide to go full beast mode to secure their victory. Amarillo's coach tells them that they should tighten their defense during the extra time since both teams can win if the score is tied. Kajura then tells his teammates that they should try to score one more goal if they really want to be the champions, and that he isn't satisfied with a tie. The match resumes and Amarillo's players tightly mark all the Predators. They even stop them from making their coordinated attack, which makes the Predators what they should do to win one more point. Uzu asks Kajura whether he can really afford to not listen to his coach, and he manages to slip past Kajura again. He passes the ball to Kota, who tries to make a shot, but Kajura stops him before he can kick the ball. Amarillo's players launch a counterattack after stealing the ball from Erika, and Kajura even makes it to the net where he makes his shot, but Tagi stops the ball and throws it back. The Predators take this chance to rush towards the net, and Ayato tries to score this time. He gets the ball past the goalkeeper, but Kajura rushes behind the goalie and stops his shot. Kajura then repeatedly keeps blocking the shots of the Predators, so the team launches a counterattack when they get another chance. Kota and Ryuka push forward to attack, but suddenly the ball is passed to Erika, who trips on the ground. Amarillo's players take the ball and rush towards the net. They end up scoring a goal, and as the both teams switch sides at halftime, Ryuji tells the team that they need to coordinate their movements the moment they all break from the marking of Amarillo's players. Uzu slides the ball around Kajura once more, and Kota recalls how Masaru used to kick his famous shot. He imitates him and tries to score a goal, but the goalkeeper grabs the ball. Up next, Ayato tries to score a goal, but the goalie stops his shot as well, and Tagi thinks about how lucky they are to be playing again with the Predators. Tagi stops one of Amarillo's balls as well, and he kicks the ball to his team. Just then Uda notices that they can make their coordinated move, so he calls out to his team and they begin making passes to each other while avoiding Amarillo's players. The ball comes to Uzu, due to which Kajura tries to block him, and Uzu makes a pass to Kota next, who scores the goal. Once the score is tied, both coaches push their teams to score once more to win the match. With 1 minute left, Uda announces another coordinated move, so the team passes the ball between each other, and the ball ultimately comes to Ayato, who tries to score the goal. Kajura tries to stop him from scoring, and Ayato's shot hits the goal post instead, but at the last moment Uda jumps into the scene and headbutts the ball inside. Momoyama Predators win the Future Cup and Masaru runs into the field to celebrate with the team. Uzu tells Kajura that he will take him on anytime, and Amarillo's coach tells his team that they will train harder to bounce back from their loss. Yusuke and Nagabuchi congratulate Masaru, and Yusuke shares that their club will be coming to meet with the kids in a week. Misaki tries to console Kajura, and Rin tells Masaru that he is leaving his kids in his hands, especially for the next Galactic World Cup. The team then gets their long-awaited trophy as the winner of the Future Cup. Uda thinks about how far he has come since he started playing football with his dad, and he then takes the trophy to the school on his teacher's instructions. The school holds a special assembly just for the Predators, in which Uda and the girls get called on the stage, and Uda trips on the stage, which is as expected. He gives a speech in which he tells everyone how he excelled in soccer with his teammates, and in the meanwhile Masaru practices soccer with Ayato. Uda explains that he wants to thank all the people that supported him like Misaki and Nagabuchi. Afterwards, the girls compliment his speech-giving skills and his friends try to bite his medal. A few junior girls come to his class, and Uda thinks that they are going to give him gifts for the Furuya brothers like last time, but to his surprise they give him a bunch of gifts. Of course, they load him up with a bunch of huge gifts for the Furuya brothers plus Tagi too. Ayato keeps practicing by himself, so Tagi joins him and tells him that he had to give a speech at his school all by himself because Ayato wasn't absent. He advises Ayato to start speaking up more if he wants the media to notice him in Spain, and if he wants to catch his dad's attention in Spain too. The team visits the Chiba Thunderbolts club after a few days, where they practice making shots and show their skills to the official club director. The team then requests the coach to let them play a mini-game against the official J-League players, and when the girls plead to him, the coach agrees. They divide the field in half since the full field would be too big for the kids, and the coach sets down some rules to make the match a bit fair for the kids. Before the match begins, Kaioyuko brings a guy with her who shares that he has got permission from Kinzu to film a documentary of the Predators for their trip to Spain. The Predators plan their strategy for the mini-game, and as the game begins, they make passes to each other. Of course, the J-League players mark them skillfully, and they even steal the ball when they get an opportunity. They then score the first goal, and soon after that they keep scoring goals on goals. Erika gets a chance, so she tries to score a goal, but the goalkeeper stops her shot. The team decides to change their positions during the match to at least score one goal, and the match continues as they keep trying to make coordinated attacks. Kota manages to make a shot, but the goalie stops the ball again. Ayato then gets an opening, so he scores a goal, and the match comes to an end. They all thank Nagabuchi for giving them such an opportunity, and afterwards Uda packs up his luggage to head to Spain. His mom reminds him to take his passport, and he seems all over the place, so she tells him to get a grip. Ryuji finishes up his simulation model, and the Furuya brothers also cannot wait to go to Spain soon. Tagi meets up with Ayato, and they both head to the park to practice, where they discover that the rest of the team players are already there. Uda recalls how he met Erika in the beginning at the same park, and how he came across Masaru at the same place too. Soon they all head to Spain, where they enjoy the first day by sightseeing different places. At nighttime, the boys call the girls to their room and share their plan on how they want to win the Galactic World Cup. Afterwards, Tagi tells the girls that he needs their help in locating Ayato's dad, who is also a soccer club player. The next morning, Ryuji helps Uda order breakfast in English, and as they eat their food, Kinzu tells them that they have group matches after their opening ceremony the next day. He reveals that they have 3 matches in one day, after which they will enter the knockout stage. Masaru feels tired because of jet lag, so Ryuji suggests him to rest, and that they want to practice on their own. Masaru recalls that Ryuji had actually told him that the team members want to test their skills at the world stage, so he agrees to let the team practice by themselves. Kinzu shares that Masaru actually has to attend a reception with Barcelona's mayor soon, and that Uda also has to come with him. Uda starts to get nervous right off the bat, even though he doesn't even know what a reception is, so Ryuji reminds him that they still have to plan their training schedule. They start to discuss their plan, and when the documentary reporters try to record them, Ryuji tells them to back off. Masaru heads to his room to take a nap, while the girls and Tagi tell Ryako that they are planning to look for Ayato's father after their training. They explain the whole situation to her, so she decides to help them out. During practice, Kaioyuko answers some of the questions that the reporters have, while the team discusses how they managed to defeat Amarillo, and how they should change their tactics now on the world stage. They come up with a plan in which when Uda will announce the word spiel, they will all rush at the goal with coordinated passes, and if the opponents rushes at them, they will rotate their position to confuse their opponents. They practice this strategy on their own, and later Uda rushes to the hotel where he wakes Masaru up. He drags him to the reception, and in the meanwhile Kayuyuko takes the girls and Tagi to a nearby library to search for Ayato's father. They don't find anything useful in the library since there is no list of players from Ayato's dad's club, and Ryuka suggests that they can find something useful if they go through the digital newspapers. They don't find any clue about Ayato's dad in the digital newspapers either, while Uda nervously greets the other club captains. He doesn't know what he is doing since he can't communicate in English, and he remains at Masaru's side, who also doesn't know how to speak to the others. Kayuyuko wonders whether they should ask the reporters for some help, and Tagi advises against her idea since he doesn't want Ayato to become mad at him. They meet up with Masaru and Uda, and Kayuyuko shares everything with Masaru as well in secret. They go inside where the reporters tell them that the world's top football players like Messi and Casillas have all gathered in Barcelona too for some kind of conference. The next day the Galactic Cup begins, in which the team gets ready for their first match against Madrid, and some reporters even ask Erika and Ryuka for an interview since they are girls. The team decides not to use their special spiral move for the first stage, and in their match against Madrid they lose the match by 1 point. Up next they play with Portugal, in which they manage to win against the team, and for their last match they play against Morocco. They make long passes to each other and defeat the team with a lead of 3 points, due to which they manage to qualify for the knockout stage. Masaru wonders what the kids are planning to do next, and Kayuyuko gets a call from the library telling her some information on Ayato's dad. The next day, Ayato does his shooting practice while Masaru takes the others to a side and asks them whether they are really serious about playing, since they played very non-seriously against the other teams. The boys explain to him that they wanted to see how much they are individually skilled compared to world-class players, due to which they were not coordinating properly, and that going forward they will play like the usual. The girls get back from the library and they share that they will probably be able to get more information on Ayato's father by the next day. The team members discuss how they should play in the match, and that they somehow managed to lie to Masaru about their plan. Ryuji shares with everyone that they are going to play England in the quarterfinals, and he tells them how they are going to use their coordination in the upcoming match. The match with the England team begins, in which England's players try to make long shots whenever they get the possession of the ball. Tagi stops 2 of their shots, so Uda decides to go on offense mode and start stealing the ball more to prevent pressure on the defense. He makes quick calls and Kota scores the first goal. Soon Ayato scores the second goal and the team wins the match. Masaru wonders why the team isn't using their special moves like the spiral, and Kayuyuko reveals to the team that their next opponent in the tournament is Netherlands, which is an audience favorite. The kids tell Masaru that they don't need his advice and that they will play their own soccer. The match with Netherlands begins, in which their opponents go on offense mode from the start. They steal the ball and score a goal right off the bat. The Netherlands players try to score once more this way, and Tagi stops their shot. They get a corner kick which earns them a goal, and the Predators discuss what they should do. They plan to mark their forward players and use their spiral attack to break through the defense of the opponents. This plan works, and soon the team does the spiral, in which they pass the ball between themselves. Ryuji then successfully scores the first goal, after which Ryuka scores another one. They keep going with the momentum as they continue to attack, and soon they win the match with a 1-point lead as they don't let Netherlands players attack again. After the match, the players all again discuss how they pulled off their moves, and Kinzu takes them to the hotel to have a party before their final match. They all feast on lots of food while Kayuyuko gives an interview to the documentary reporters about the team's performance. Masaru wonders whether something is holding the team back, but he decides not to overthink too much. He gives a speech in which he tells the kids that they have finally reached the finale, which is going to be held at Camp Nou, and Uda reminds him that they have always been aiming to become the top team in the whole galaxy. All the others agree with him, and Masaru becomes sentimental too. The next day, they all reach Camp Nou and they wait for Tagi and the girls to arrive since they seem to be running late. Ryuka keeps digging in the computer about Ayato's dad, and finally she finds something. The girls and Tagi arrive at the venue just a few minutes before the match, and Erika shares with Ayato that his dad has retired from his club now. He tells her that he doesn't want to find him, instead his dad will find him. The team then heads to the stadium to play their final match under coach Masaru. The team enters Camp Nou Stadium, which is the stadium where every player wants to play once in his life. They all take their positions, and as the match begins, the Predators cautiously pass the ball to each other without attacking head-on. Just last night they discussed with each other that the Barcelona team has 5 huge players, and a lot of their players are under 16 official pro players too, so they need to make quick passes to each other and use any opportunity they can get to score. One of Barcelona's players manages to steal the ball from them, and he launches a counterattack instantly as he rushes towards the ball. He fails to land the shot and the Predators once again pass the ball to each other. On Uda's instructions, the triplets make a run towards the goal and Kota fails to score a goal through his shot. The Predators then switch their positions, which confuses their opponents, and Barcelona's number 7 player tells the others to stop running behind them and to maintain their positions on the field. The players follow his orders, which messes up the Predators' plan, and in haste Uda tells everyone to use their spiral move. Once again, number 7 player tells others to maintain their defense, and even with the spiral move, the Predators fail to score as Kota's shot gets blocked by them. Up next, Uda announces a reverse spiral move in which the ball gets past the midfield to the forward, but Barcelona's players manage to steal it and attack back. Toggy stops their shot and the first half ends with no scores on both sides. Uda tells the others that they should do a spiral move followed by a reverse spiral, which is bound to confuse their opponents. In the second half, they try out this move again and again to perfect their movements, and during the last few minutes they mess up when Kota and Ayato both rush at the same moment. Barcelona's player ends up stealing the ball from them and scores a goal, which ends up being the winning goal. The match ends and the team come in second position, so they get a silver medal in the awards ceremony. Masaru tells them to cheer up afterwards, and he heads to his room where he thinks about how the team doesn't seem very depressed. The team members all meet up to discuss what went wrong in the last match and how they can improve their play going forward. They decide to opt Uda out of the spiral move and to let Ryuka chase the ball closely during the spiral. Since the practice grounds are closed for them, they decide to practice at a nearby plaza, and when they reach there they decide to show off some tricks to the locals to lure them and to play with them. Ryuji calls Masaru to the plaza and he reaches there to discover that the team members are still practicing on their own. He tells them to stop and Ryuji shares that they have been hiding something from him. Back at the hotel, the kids tell Masaru how they plan to take on the Galactic World Cup and that they have a plan according to which they can convince the world's best team to play a soccer match with them. They explain to him that they have been practicing a lot just for this purpose, to become the best team in the galaxy, and finally they convince Masaru to let them play. The team reaches Camp Nou again to watch the elite players play a charity match, and the local media outlets keep following them after watching their performance at the plaza. The elite players all gather at the ground to warm up for their match, and the Predators also practice on their own at the same ground. Erika and Ryuka get autographs from their favorite players while the team practices shooting the ball. When Ryuji observes that the elite players are starting to notice, then he gives a signal to Ayato, who starts shooting the ball again and again at the goal post. This intrigues the pro players who come to watch their practice, and on the Predators' insistence they also start to shoot the ball in the same way. Only Ozzel manages to practice like Ayato, and he tells Ayato to keep it up. Ryuji then requests Rooney to play a mini-game against them, and he makes a good case that he will be helping them film a documentary. Rooney agrees to play a mini-game with them with only 5 players, and they shorten the pitch to adjust for the mini-game. The game begins with Predators kicking off the ball, and when Mario receives the ball, he rushes through the kids like a storm. Ronaldo tells him to go easy on the kids, but he doesn't listen to him. Instead, he makes a long shot to Toggy, which he manages to stop. He then storms off and Perlo decides to step in the game too. They set some more rules and also decide to include Masaru as the official referee. Masaru tells the kids that they have really done it, and he then restarts the mini-game again. Perlo becomes the goalkeeper, and the game starts with the kids trying to break through the defense of the pro players. Of course, the pros steal the ball and make a counterattack, due to which the Predators do a dango by clustering in front of the goal to avoid a goal. Terry ends up pushing Erika to the ground accidentally, and during a kickoff, Ryuji passes the ball to Erika again. She passes the ball, and finally the ball goes to Kota, who scores the first goal. In this way, even Ayato manages to score another goal, and the pros start to become serious after seeing this. Casillas joins the match along with 2 more players, and the pros position themselves to play a serious 8 vs 8 match against the kids. The game resumes, and this time the pros don't hold back as they make powerful passes to each other and score a goal within minutes by running all over the Predators. The game resumes, and once again he scores a goal in a short time by making a quick counterattack. Uda tells the others that the game is just starting, and Ryuji starts to become flustered, especially when he realizes that the actual pro players are much faster and powerful than his simulation. He messes up a pass, due to which the pros counterattack again and score their 3rd goal. Uzu tells Ryuji to snap out of it, but as the game continues, Ryuji remains zoned out and the pros score another goal. Somehow the first half ends with no more casualties, and Ryuji tells the others that they are not worthy to compete against the pros since world-class players are impossible to beat. Ryuji keeps whining, so Kota reminds him that they have always played harder than ever and never gave up against Amarillo or any other team as well. They all agree that they just need to play better, especially since it's their last match together, and Kota even slaps Ryuji on his request to make him snap out of the pressure. After this small therapy session, the team members discuss how they can score 1 goal against the World Pros, and they plan to use their spiral move to confuse their opponents once more. The game resumes and the pros try to counterattack, so the predators gather around the goal to stop them from scoring. One of the pros makes a curve shot and Uda jumps just in time to headbutt the ball, which stops it from going inside the goal. Erika gets the ball next and she passes it back to Ryuji on Uda's instructions. Uda notices that the pros are not pressuring them like before, so he announces the spiral move. The predators begin their counterattack as they pass the ball around in quick succession, and they near the goal. Uzu sees an opening, so he tries to make his shot. The ball hits the goal post and bounces back, so Erika receives it. Ronaldo intercepts her, so Erika kicks the ball back to Erika, who scores a goal. The Furuyas tell Uda that they want another goal, and so they make another plan to score 1 more goal during the match. The pros counterattack, and before the team can cluster around the goal, Ronaldo makes a long shot which dips at the end. Toggy fails to block it properly, but Ryuka manages to jump behind him and stops the shot. After that, the players keep passing the ball to each other, but they cannot attack since they are being marked tightly. Uda decides to change the strategy, so he announces a reversal in which all the players reverse their roles. Just as the defenders rush ahead, the pros steal the ball and one of them kicks the ball towards the goal. Toggy fails to stop the shot, but Uda manages to stop it and he returns the ball back to Erika. When Uda sees an opportunity next, he tells the team to do the reverse spiral, so the players once again pass the ball to each other. The pros try to predict their movement, but since it's the reverse spiral, they fail. Just when Kota rushes to the goal, one of the pros pushes him down and the predators earn a penalty kick. Ayato then scores another goal this way, while the pros wonder in shock how they can be bested by a bunch of kids. Rooney and Ronaldo then do 2 more fouls this way, and again the predators try to do a reverse spiral. This time Ramos accidentally pushes Ryuka down, and when she tries to still make a run for it, he kicks her hard. Everyone gathers around Ryuka and Ryuka asks Ramos whether it's really fun to play soccer this way. Suddenly Messi enters the field and he tells the pro to give the kids some respect. He tells Masaru to switch in for Ryuka and he also gets switched in too. The game resumes and this time the players all coordinate their moves just like before. Somehow the predators score 1 more goal and the game continues with the pros and the kids giving their best and having fun. The audience as well as the media starts to rave about the match. 1 year passes and everyone separates as the girls join the girls' soccer team while the others join their respective teams in schools. Kota and Ayato go to training camps in Spain, while Uda and Erika get recruited by Tokyo FC along with Kajura. One day, Masaru shares with them that Kinzu is planning to recruit adult players, including himself, for an adult pro team. Uzu and Ryuji, who have quit soccer, join them along with Ryuka and her club members. They all then play a mini game just like the old times. That's it for today, my fellow men of culture. Like and subscribe the channel for more plot-filled recaps.